Good evening. Good evening, y'all. What up? What up? What up? What's up? What's up? Well, shout out to you all. Welcome back to another show. It is what? Wednesday evening? I'm thinking it's Thursday already. Wednesday evening. And Wednesday we do local news. So I have a lot of local news and a sprinkle of hot topics for you all this evening. But I wanted to shout you all out. First of all, shout out to the crew for various reasons. I don't have to even say it, but shout out to you all. Thank you so much for this continued support, online and offline. I appreciate everything. It always makes me smile. I just am grateful for you all. So thank you so much. Shout out to Brick Girl. What up? Good evening to you. What up? Hot spicy tea. And shout out to the moderators, yo. Y'all definitely be holding it down. Shout out to you all. Risa, what up, boo? What up? What up? What up? Shout out to you. Yes, please drop some crowns on your way in. We got a good show for you all. Some packed stuff, some tea, all of that good stuff. What up, Nate? What's popping? What's going on, Anthony? What's going on? What's going on? What up, Tristan? What up? What up? What up to everyone? So, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you do all that great stuff. Show your support. Show your love for the channel. Got some good developments coming up. Going to take a dive into the merchandising lane for the channel. Thanks to shout out to you know who you are. Thank you so much. I'm definitely gonna be on that wave. I also want to let you all know tomorrow night, me and Tay Tay will be live at 10 p.m. It's gonna be boy chat. We're gonna talk about niggas. We're gonna talk about females. We're gonna talk about gay culture, all the scandals. It's a lot of shit going on. So bring your drinks, bring your libations. Join us tomorrow night at 10. I'm definitely going to be a little bit more unfiltered, and some of the images are going to have to be blurred out, but we got a lot to talk about. So join me tomorrow night. And without further ado, tonight we have a special guest. We have a whole co-host with us tonight to go over some of these topics. So shout out to him. Now, I've been trying to coordinate this, I don't know, for a couple weeks. It better not have been months. But for a couple of weeks, but it's definitely been on my part, lack of communication, slow ass, just all of those, the lack of using Instagram. But without further ado, welcome to the stage, Captivating Christian.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, King?
What's up with you?
How are you? I'm good.
I'm good. Thank you. Well, thank you again for coming. Thank you. I appreciate me trying to connect and you being open to just me. Yeah, it's always me.
Yeah, well,
thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We appreciate it. We love another person's opinion. Sometimes we, the news crew, we always agree on everything sometimes. And sometimes I'm like, damn, are we the crazy ones? So it'd be good to see if you can bounce some of this energy. Now, I have a couple of questions. I want to ice break this so that way there's no unknowns or anything. So, are you first of all, how old are you?
I actually just turned 41 in June.
Oh wow. Okay, congratulations. And where are you in America, if you can tell? If you don't want to,
I'm in Maryland.
You're in Maryland?
Mm-hmm. I am.
Oh wow. If you don't mind me asking, north, south, east, west of Maryland, what are we talking?
West.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay, that's another conversation. Okay, my next question was, are you like, I get this vibe that you're like super duper goody two shoe, heavily religious. Are you that way, or like, are you
no
you with the shits? Do you curse? Do you do all that good stuff?
I do. Christian is actually my name. So
okay. Got it. Okay. Listen, this is why I'm doing this, so I can break the ice and feel
captivating is just
completely comfortable being me. Okay, cool. And then is it me, or are you freezing, or am I freezing?
I'm not. I don't see myself freezing.
Okay. Okay. Then my next question is: so I, of course, met you through the beef sector.
Right.
I've seen you around and shit's like coach chats and stuff like that. And I don't think we ever had any dialogue or anything like that.
No.
I've seen you. I don't think I ever said anything negative about you.
If you did, I wouldn't know.
I apologize if I did. So out of all of that, I definitely just had one question. Can you just like, if you could just say false, there's no truth to that, or next question, or I don't feel comfortable answering it. But what is the whole thing about you and like you're like, you know what I'm asking? Let me put it in the back chat because I don't want to so rude.
No.
Okay.
One, no, I'm not in a wheelchair.
Okay.
I was born prematurely, very early. Me and my twin sister and I, our heart stopped. We were in the hospital for a whole year. My mother did not discover that something was wrong with me until I was like 2. Because my sister was walking and I was 2, but I just wasn't walking as she was. So she took me to the doctor. Like, oh, no, he's fine. And she just felt like something wasn't right. So she took me to another doctor. And that's when I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. But no, I'm not in a wheelchair. I can walk, I can drive.
Okay. See, that makes me feel even more comfortable just being.
Oh, no, it's cool.
I don't really like to have.
Yeah, like I'm not, you know I'm not like, yeah, I know what you're saying, but I'm not like that. Like, really, if you have a legitimate question, I just don't do like the bullshit in the story.
Right. Like, what's like, good? Like,
it's like grow up. Like, yeah,
I like that. I like that. Like, what the fuck is that? Like,
that's the city in me. That is the New York in me. Like, talk to me plain or just don't talk at all. Yeah, pretty much.
So that I think that's clear for me. I'm good to go. I'm ready, locked and loaded for the show. Do you have any questions, or are you cool moving forward? Are we good? Like, you don't have any questions or anything for me? We all good to go?
No, I don't have no questions.
Thumbs up. All right. All right. Well, thank you so much again for coming.
You do not have to thank me. It's good.
Yes. Let me make sure I hit everybody that came. Yes, right. I said 41. Wow. Okay. Yes, sir. Darling Tiana. Hey, boo. Welcome back. Tomorrow going to be good and raunchy if you blurring out images. Let me tell you something. Okay. Yes, I am, because we got this scandal wherever Nary's is.
That sounds like an OnlyFans.
Listen, it's this straight man out here who got a woman and some kids, and he been doing gay.
Is that the dude with the
massaging him, and then he finally got caught in a picture with a dude laying on the table, and he was massaging him. The picture's done leaked.
Oh, he's
we talked about that. Yes,
he's from this area.
Yeah. Oh, from, is he?
He's from the DMV.
Baby, did you see him?
Yeah, if I know who you're talking about, he was just in the video with the table. He's well, he used to be a cop. I'm not sure if he still is, but he used to be a police officer, and then he would strip on the side, and then he started doing the, when the painting and stripping thing started to blow up, he was doing with the other dark skin guy.
Yes, those two, yes.
Yeah, then they started
to got a whole video out of them in the shower together, and they're talking about, would you ever be in the shower with your best friend like this?
Well, the one with the tattoo, I've seen other pictures of him having moments with men. So
okay, all right, we gotta say, you gotta come. What are you doing tomorrow? Slide through if you can. Come through tomorrow. Oh my god, we definitely on all of that shit. I'm blurring out images and I'm showing who these niggas are. And then I don't know if you saw Danny Glover, fine ass. Oh my god, he got a picture out. He was at Beyonce's Renaissance party, and I've just been. I got this picture. I've just been looking at him like, damn. So we gonna get into all of that tomorrow. So come through tomorrow, please. Hey, a 41 Cap looks good. Okay, Cap, you ain't 40. Good thing. What up, AJ? What up, Tay? I'm telling them, Tay, to come through tomorrow. Shout out to Tay. We finna get his channel popping too. Yes, sir. Special guest. You will be in the house. Crazy ass. They already asked about prison. Is he still with Prison Bay? Cash App and bullshit. What up? What up?
Prison Bay.
Yes. Catch Cap and Nat catch Cap and Nat every Tuesday on the YouTube channel. So every Tuesday you are
politics and wellness. Yeah, Brother Nate. Yep, Brother Nate.
are you all to does he have his own channel or is it just solely on your channel?
No, Brother Nate just comes on my channel.
He just comes on your channel. Okay. Donald Glover don't watch. Hold up. See, here we go. Don't fuck up.
Well, you know, a lot of them stars don't believe in washing their ass like every day.
Don't fuck it up for
Yeah.
me.
No, when you talking about Glover in a little tight leotard,
yeah. Did you see that leotard with the purple?
Nah.
Is this the one with the purple pants?
Nah, I can't do it.
Did you see it with the purple pants?
You got
yeah,
that.
I'm gonna show it tomorrow.
You got that, brother. I can't do it. No.
Tay, what you mean Prison Bay using you for your Cash App? How he got your Cash App in the first place? See, I can't wait till we're gonna talk about it tomorrow. All right. Before we start, all on something else because I already got libations in my system. So we're gonna switch right over into local news. Now, I told you we got a sprinkle of topics. All the topics are in the description box, so you can join along. We got a lot of updates up. We got Yes Girl with his chest out. Had me looking like, damn nigga, you got okay. We got a lot of different things to talk about. So the first thing before I get into it, it is Black Business Month, and I would not be me if I didn't shout out another business. This time we're going to talk about the financial tech services, and that is the cash apps and anything that's like digital based. Well, we have two Black based firms who are playing in this arena. I didn't even know about it. I actually went and downloaded one of their apps. Now I didn't make an application. But I did go and download them. There's like 14 of them, but I'm only going to highlight 2 of them.
Okay.
So Black Business Month. Now, the first one is called Greenwood Bank. These are the founders, Ryan Glover, Michael Killer Mike. Everybody knows who Killer Mike is, and Andrew Young. And they have Greenwood. They have this Greenwood Bank. It's digital. It's digitally based. The website is bankgreenwood.com. Now, it's a modern digital banking platform dedicated to helping Black and Latino communities break the chains of generational poverty. The bank gives back to the community by donating $10,000 every month to a Black or Latino business. And then those who have accounts can also round up their purchases to donate to their spare change to UNCF or the NAACP. So I thought that was definitely dope. It's basically you sign up online through the app, and just for the sake of it, I don't want to be lazy and I don't want to do it. I'm just going to drop their link right here in the chat if you all want to check it out. I say it's definitely worth something to check out. But download their app, and if you want to sign up, you transfer money into that account, and you go from there. They'll send you a card, and it's through that way. Also, we have something called the CapWay. Now, the CapWay business is where did this one go? Did it disappear? Oh yeah, hold on, y'all. Here it go. So the CapWay is a women-owned business. So her name is Sheena Allen, woman-owned and Black-owned digital bank serving millennials and Gen Z. Hers is more focused on helping personal finance and helping you assess financial opportunities, housing, mortgage, those different, car loans, personal loans, credit cards. And so it's a great opportunity for you to start. They have financial literacy programs, video.
I was about to ask you that. They have those.
Yeah. So
that's important.
Here's her link too. I definitely say it's worth even just giving them a shout out. And it's about 14 different Black owned financial tech firms. So, it's definitely worth shouting out and giving them a chance. So those are the 2 links. So that was our Black business. Yesterday was the other day was Black Mobile, and definitely check that out for the Black restaurants. And remember, try to use your money at a Black business at least once a day or sometime in the week or something this month. We got 2 more weeks to go, a week and a half almost.
Right.
So do something, so you can't never say you ain't never did nothing. And beyond this month. All right, now we're gonna move right along. So I haven't talked about it, but it's been talked about heavily about this Kansas City pastor. And so he was going off on his congregation about things that he didn't get and how he wanted, I guess apparently he was expecting a watch and going off on them. So now he's issued an apology. Okay, but before we get to the apology, we must watch this video. So I'm going to play him going off on his congregation, berating his congregation. And what kills me is the fact that these people was probably sitting there Like
they were amening it. Like
that's right. You talking to me? I know better. Sir, no, I actually don't. And so do you want me to call you Christian or Captivating Christian? How you want? Is it
Christian is fine.
So. Okay, Christian, I'm gonna play the video if you want to go on mute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all right. So y'all check this out.
See, that's how I know you still poor, broke, busted, and disgusted, because of how you've been honoring me. I'm not worth your McDonald's money. Come on. I'm not worth your Red Lobster money. I ain't worth your St. John knit. Y'all can't afford it no how. I ain't worth y'all Louis Vuitton. I ain't worth your Prada. I'm not worth your Gucci. Mother, I'm saying this, and I promise you, Deacon Ian, it's not with respect of want. I'm saying it because I want you to understand just what God is saying. I even found out that Movado, you can buy a Movado watch in Sam's. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And y'all know I asked for one last year. Here it is the whole way in August. I still ain't got it. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Let me kick down the door and talk to my cheap sons and daughters.
Whoa. So now, after that happened, first of all, what was your reaction to that video?
I had a few. One, definitely, if you're preaching the right things, the blessings will come and it will spill over into the congregation. So if your congregation can't afford to buy you a watch, that must say a lot about its shepherd.
Especially if it's a storefront church.
This is what I'm saying. It's just like you're asking for these things. I mean, the church has become the new hustle. Truly.
Clearly.
Yeah. It's like, get your ass a job. That's what you should have, a job. This should just be what you do on the side. If your church is that small and they can't afford to get you, get a damn job. That's what you should have. But I mean, it's ridiculous that you're asking for these things from people who are taking Ubers to church. Or don't have cars or have cars that are on their last leg. Like this is
and they were sitting. What killed me was it felt like he said these things before. You know what I mean? Or some way he's lashed out to them before, because they were sitting there, go ahead. And I'm saying, come on now. And I'm saying, who is saying come on? Like, are
but
you
they still not dropping no money in the plate though.
Absolutely. They probably don't have the money to drop.
But this is what I'm saying. That's ridiculous. And you being the shepherd of this, you should know all these things. And instead of you trying to find a different way to, again, because if you appreciated your people, they would appreciate you back.
Absolutely.
You would get those things that you're asking for. So the fact that you haven't received them, meaning that you're not doing your part. So to say, this is God, this is God told me to tell you that ain't God. That's you. That's the greed of you.
Full on greed. Yeah. Which then leading to greed, which when he gave this apology, which I'll play in a second, the first thing I said to myself was
Kimberell.
Kimberell was I smell like he's been scamming these people. I said he's issuing an apology because the attention is on him now.
Yeah.
So if somebody from the feds was to do an investigation on this man, I wonder if he's taken out PP loans. I wonder if he's used these folks like we've seen other pastors use their congregation to take out mortgages and stuff like that. Right. I started thinking about all that. So I'm like, he issued an apology mighty, mighty fast. So let's get into this this man's apology. Oh, let me see.
That spirit of Kimberell, let it out.
You don't like Kimberell, I see.
She another one.
Hold up. Where am I? Feeling like the video moved somewhere else. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you fine. It happens to me sometimes too. But yeah, I just what a lot of these pastors don't understand. It's like, yeah, you'll go viral, but you will quickly people start checking, and the IRS don't have a problem going, oh.
No, they are. I feel like they will. There you go. All right. Damn. Hold on, news crew. Hold on 1 second. I don't know why the videos. It's like everything deleted off my tab.
Yeah, it does it to me too.
All right.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. T got it. What makes it so funny is his last name is Funderburk. This man looks so. Wait till y'all see how this man look. He looks so like he know the feds are coming after. I know when somebody look like the feds are coming after that ass. To me, he looks like, okay, this shit done got out of control. Attention is on me. Look at this man.
I'm the senior pastor of Church of the Well, right here in Kansas City, Missouri. I want to take this moment to address the now viral video clip of me from a sermon given August the 7th, 2022. Though there is context behind the content of the clip, no context will suffice to explain the hurt and anguish caused by my words. I've spoken to those I am accountable to and have received their correction and instruction. I have also privately apologized to our church, who has extended their love and support to me. I'm privileged to do life with them. The video clip does not reflect my heart or my sentiments toward God's people, yet that's not discernible in the clip. Therefore, I offer this sincere apology to you today. No context could erase the words I used. I apologize to all who have been hurt, angered, or in any way damaged by my words. The zeal of any presentation must be tempered with love and respect, and that was not displayed. I apologize to the church at large for any undue scrutiny I have subjected you to. I apologize to every preacher and pastor who must stand up under the controversy that
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. I tried my hardest to, but I can't. No, absolutely not. I would have told him, fuck that. I want all my money back. I would have been a whistleblower in the whole church at that point. You talking to me like that? And he said, I talked to his congregation and they accepted him and offered their love.
Yeah, like
that's all they probably could offer at this point.
I mean, you called them broke to their face and you know, to the rest of the world.
What are you expecting from him? What kills me? How long do you think his church will stay around? Do you think he's still gonna have a church, like maybe in a year or so?
They'll probably replace them. They'll probably sit him down after this.
You think so?
Yeah, they'll sit him down after this.
I don't know why I don't feel like they don't have the willpower to. I don't know why.
Well, because churches like this are run like kind of chitlin circuit where they have a minister and they put a minister in place. And he just happens to be the minister in place at this time. So,
what up, y'all? What up? Hey, Miss Toby. Yes. What up? What up, Naries? What up? Oh, what up? Let me speak real quick. Oh, wow. You come through tomorrow. What the pastor done did. Oh, child, these entitled pastors honoring him. Nope. Look at God pulling back the prayer cloth off all of these pastors. Throw him the right away. Okay, I know you fucking lying. Unbelievable.
It's just exposing a lot of the.
If he don't get it, it kills me because if these pastors have cash apps and shit like that, which you know they do, because I think I saw on a program flyer like you can send a cash app to churches. I said this is getting out of control.
Not even that.
A little bit too much.
Some of the big churches have ATMs inside, and credit unions. So it's big business.
What up? Cap isn't lying. The church house is the new hustle. Okay. Thanks for asking, Lil Six. There you go. Hey, what up? Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all know how I get caught in these comments. I hate Ninja explaining. The moment I hear a preacher with that preacher voice, I become skeptic. Yo, that's why I said. That's why I was like, I got to stop that shit. You ain't finna get me with that. Okay, baby, you reading from a prepared statement and you a whole pastor. What happened to the freestyle? And what up, Joe?
Right.
In other words, I got caught. Yes, you got caught. He did get caught. Fake apology as hell. And what kills me is they're gonna be right back. What up, Shantae? What up? What up?
Yeah,
Child,
I mean, the people. Well, some of the people will, but other people will come now just to be nosy and see what the deal is.
That's true. Well, I tell you one thing, I wouldn't be going back to that fucking church. If I did, I'd be in there acting a fucking fool. I would, just off of mere fact. I know this is how you act.
Right.
So
this is what you want.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, so it's expected. So that was, let me stop sharing that. That was the Kansas City pastor. Now, I talked about this story a little bit on, I think it was on Monday when I was live, but I don't know if you heard about the Chicago where the 3 men were killed.
Right.
And then one of the victims, he was in stable condition and he finally spoke. And we'll listen to him speaking tonight. And so they're now saying that this was in fact intentional.
Yeah.
And so they're saying it was intentional, that it was targeted, and a lot of this is coming from the fact that everyone knows this is a popular gay club in that community. A lot of people are out there, and you have multiple opportunities to stop. Like I was saying, that's on a railroad track. Like the railroad tracks run, I don't know, parallel like this, and the club is on this side of the tracks. And so you literally, the sidewalk is here, club, sidewalk, track, street, track, sidewalk, the next set of things. So it's almost like people are standing on tracks, on sidewalks, all in the street. You can see, can tell. So rest in peace to the 3 victims. As I read more about their stories, they were like content creators, media influencers, and stuff like that. One had just graduated. So
one had left Chicago because of the violence and moved to LA to come back.
Come back and to lose your life. That says a lot.
That's crazy.
So yeah, let's check this out, and then we'll come right back. So sad. And that could have been any of us.
Right.
You know how I party and shit like that.
And the witnesses and family members tell us that this all began inside of a bar as a fight before spilling out into the streets and turning deadly in an instant.
I've been crying all day. It's just, I don't know. It's still, I can't believe it.
A sudden loss, leaving a family broken forever. Devontae Vivetter was one of 4 men who police say was run over by a speeding car. Video shared with ABC7 capturing what appears to be a group fighting. We're stopping the footage moments before the deadly collision. It happened around 5 Sunday morning near 70th and Jeffrey. 3 men were killed, 2 of them identified as Vivetter and Donald Huey, while a 4th victim remains recovering in the hospital.
He didn't deserve it.
Vivetter's cousin, who doesn't want her face shown, says the fight started steps away inside of the Jeffrey pub.
Someone jumped in their car and ran them over. Saw that they was fighting and jumped in the car and ran them over.
The bar released a statement on social media saying, quote, "Our hearts are heavy this morning that such a tragic event has occurred, and to those that lost a loved one or friend, we stand with you. We always encourage everyone to leave and go to your vehicles right away to make it home safe."
And for you to keep going like that, this is ridiculous.
And at this time, police haven't commented on any suspects' arrests or the description of the suspect's vehicle.
So what do you think? Do you think it was intentional?
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. I mean, I did read the article in saying that there was a fight that occurred before that. I mean, it could be. It's happened a lot. You've seen other situations, down in Atlanta or, other places during pride situations where there's like huge fights and then people getting in their cars and literally trying to run people over. So, I mean, as unfortunate as it is, because nobody wants to, hang out with your friends and end up losing your life. Like, that's crazy and senseless. So the person should be caught and brought to justice. But yeah, this gotta stop. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's definitely 2 messages. First, knowing that this person saw allegedly them fighting in the street and decided to get into their car, and that, I mean, that is a problem. That's definitely a sign of hate. But me, and I always say this, and I always do this. Us as Black men, gay men, why the fuck are we fighting in the middle of the street like this?
Right.
I go there because, you know, we're always going to be held to a different standard.
Mm-hmm.
We really are. I don't even see myself like carrying on like that outside. I mean, pop that shit, but nigga, I don't roll like that. I'm too uppity to be out like doing that kind of stuff. To be honest, on the street like that, be like, are you kidding me? And then to know that you're doing it on the street. You're not even on the sidewalk, on the railroad tracks. Like, what kind of? That's why the other day when Jawan, and let me just tell y'all, side note, we had a special guest, Jawan, come through, and I just had to. He's definitely gonna come back by. He had a good time as well. I have to apologize to the crew because I did not like. I was gonna cut that video up and put it back. I did not like how I was just caught in. I don't know, just an air of lust. I don't know what the hell was going on, but I did not report that the way I wanted to do. I was halfway grinning when I should have been into the story and focused. So I apologize. Moving forward, I have to definitely do pre-meetings so I can control shit like that.
But, I mean, you are human. Like, that's not.
Yeah, I did not. But when I watched the playback, we talking about, you know, 3, you know, young men passing away, and I'm sitting there.
Oh, just like. And then,
that wasn't cool. So I apologize for that. But for me, I just think that we know better. You know that there's a whole railroad track, there's a whole street out there, and the police officers are out there. Why are we fighting outside like that? So my first question to him was, all right, would you ever go back to something like that? Like, would you ever? And he said no, not for a couple of months. And I hope other people get that same mentality. That's not cute. And I instantly think it's young men, young boys, because Jeffrey Pub is a hole in the wall, and everyone has their hole in the wall. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Drinkery, it's a hole in the wall.
Drinkery, no.
Yeah, so it's a hole in the wall.
Okay.
But they're like hole in the walls, and they're frequently visited by older gay men who just want to come get a little drink, listen to some house music, because that's what they play there. House music, heavy, down, house music all night long. You get a lot of, you know, the queens that come through. So now that you hear fighting, it's definitely the younger crowd all into that shit. That shit is not cute at all. So finally, the victim, who was in stable condition, he came out, he had an interview, and let's check out what he had to say about this whole thing. Definitely a sad situation. Let me put it back on the screen.
Cheryl, Carly McKinnon says he doesn't know who was driving that vehicle that hit him and 3 other men, and he doesn't recognize the vehicle that he's seen in that video. Now, days after that incident and just a few days before his birthday, McKinney says everything just feels numb.
Badly bruised, cut, and sprained, Carly J. McKinney is hobbling along in a fog of grief. Sunday morning, he woke up in Strawder Hospital only to hear
3 passed, and I'm the only one that walked away, so able to live another day.
He doesn't remember the impact. Early Sunday morning, McKinney and his 2 best friends were leaving Jeffrey Pub in Chicago's South Shore neighborhood.
But all I remember is I was trying to get my close family friend, I call him cousin, Rec, he go by Rec, was trying to get him from fighting another male.
Dashcam video from a nearby car shows the men were in the street fighting before a driver speeding southbound on Jeffrey near 71st Street slams into them. It's video too disturbing to show on television.
And by the time we got halfway in the street, this car came from the side, and I seen it through my peripheral. I seen the bright light. That's what made me jump back. And next thing you know, I was hit and woke up in the ambulance.
The impact of that car killed McKinney's 2 best friends,
Devontae Bevetter and Donald Huey, and a third man they didn't know, Jalen Osley.
It appears to be intentional, just based upon what everybody has seen.
The Jeffrey Pub is one of the longest serving black gay bars in the country. The National Black Justice Coalition is calling for this to be investigated as a hate crime. Chicago police say right now they don't have evidence to support that.
What other reason would you hit another human being other than hate?
Police say they have recovered the car they believe was used in that incident near the scene at 71st and Jeffrey. But tonight, police still don't know who was driving that vehicle. They believe somebody knows, and they're asking people to come forward with information that could be helpful.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
I feel so bad for this young man because he's going to be traumatized for a long time. Like he's going to definitely have some post-traumatic stress disorder.
Right.
He's definitely going to have some hesitancy in like going to events and stuff like that. And
going out in general.
Yeah, going out, like, you know, probably not feeling safe. I can imagine something like that, and you losing your two best friends, your cousin and another friend. Rest in peace to those three men.
Definitely.
Do you like go out and stuff like that?
I do not as much because I've never been a clubber like that, but I have. But and it's just sad that happens to be a Black establishment, and you know we deal with racism within the own community. That you can go, you know, you go to white bars and there's a total different vibe, and you know you get treated differently. So to have a space where you can go where you know it's Black and celebrate it, why does it always have to be something like this? It's unfortunate.
And it's been going. That thing has been around. That club has been around for a long time. So it's like, wow, this and you know, people try not to associate the name Jeffrey Pub with this incident, but it happened again right there. So it's going to get that negative connotation. You know, that negative. So hey, Mariah Carey, what's going on? What's going on? I can't believe someone meant to do that. Yeah, it's sad as hell. Okay, listen, I'm putting forward. I put forth the apology. Okay, baby, don't apologize to be found to be entertained.
Yeah, no, I mean, but you don't. I mean, you're authentically yourself, and that's what people. That's what people enjoy.
Whoa, that was a lot. It was a lot because I didn't expect that. See, I saw him already online, but you see online. But then I saw him backstage, and I was like, okay. And then I said, wait a minute, and you a lawyer? Not a lawyer, so I had to correct myself on that. He got a law degree. So if he wanted to practice law, he could take the bar exam and do so. I can doing something else. Yeah, it was a mess. I was smitten. He know I was smitten. And he was giving real life. Don't apologize. Trust me, we all enjoyed it. My God, if they got the car, they will have the driver in a few days. Listen, I don't know if y'all been watching FBI Files, but they surely will. Yeah, they absolutely will. All of the techniques that they use. Yep. And I would be so hurt. I would be to find out that it's somebody Black.
Yeah.
Because the hate crime would still be there because it would probably be discrimination on the basis of your sexual orientation.
Right. Feel like it's working against you.
Is this me?
Yeah, I think it's your back.
Software that people actually love.
I think it's an ad in the back.
Freshworks, ridiculously easy software for business.
Did you get it? I think you got it.
It was me.
It's just an ad in the back. Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to see where that.
It's probably in one of the articles you was reading.
All right, my bad, y'all. What up, BL? Oh wow, what up, BL?
Yeah, what's going on, everybody?
What up, BL? Cop said abandoned car doesn't automatically mean owner was the driver.
Yeah, it doesn't, but they can pull fingerprints and everything else from whoever was in the vehicle.
So that's a good question. Would it still be considered a hate crime if the person was gay? That would be even worse to find out. I think that person would probably.
It definitely would be murder. I mean, if they don't do hate crime, they definitely be murder and attempted. So it'd be the 3 counts.
That would be sad.
It'd be the 3 counts of murder and the 1 count of attempted murder, manslaughter, vehicular homicide, a rack of charges.
It would be a slew of charges on that person.
A rack of charges.
So yes, we're gonna stay tuned to this story because it's interesting to see once they find this individual, what was the motive. Certainly there's some hate there, but if this person,
I mean, if it's just physically just fighting, like, yo, just use your hands, and if you can't use your hands, shut the fuck up. I mean, I just don't understand.
Or if you're in your car, drive the fuck home. You're already in your car. Like, seriously, leave. What are you doing? Like, you're right.
You about to spend the rest of your life in jail for what? for an argument that was probably stupid, petty, and you was high or drunk or whatever at the time. So it's real senseless. It really is senseless.
Yeah. So I'll stay tuned. I'll definitely stay tuned to this story. So now let's talk about. I talked about this also on Monday. Spirit Airlines. Did you watch that video? Did you see it? The Spirit Airlines, the guy going off on the woman.
Yeah, I did. I did. I was in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm sitting here feeling like you was. Okay, so this man, right? So Spirit Airlines basically suspended him. We're gonna watch a little clip on this, but they suspended him. And so what they're saying is that they technically didn't suspend him. The vendor that operates their concession over at DFW, the airport,
right?
They suspended him because they didn't feel like he was comfortable enough being there. So then they attached on that. So now they're going to launch an investigation.
Disagree a little bit, but I said this is where we may disagree a little bit, but okay.
So they launched an investigation. They're launching an investigation. The man is suspended. They're saying what happened was the woman was getting ready to get on her plane that was about to depart, and then there was no seat for her. Now this is Spirit Airlines,
right? It's the bus.
That's what I'm saying. So first of all, I'm like, okay, honey, you came with high expectations. I mean, shit, you lucky you even only got that far. You got that far to make it to check for a seat, bitch. You were lucky. They had high expectations.
They packed it like a China bus, okay?
It literally is, bitch. It's lined up like a hell. Hurry your ass up. See if you can get on. That's exactly what it is. So she got off and went the fuck off. And so, now this is where I'm marching with her. But see, I would march with her if this was Delta. Like, okay, now, bitch. Now I know damn well.
Well, Delta wouldn't have done that. United.
That's what I'm saying. That's a whole different. Bitch,
that's a whole different. That's what I don't
walk off there and got in line like a normal person. Like, God damn, I knew it.
I don't fly them things. That's what
I always think that is rusty. I be saying like, all right, did they spray down this bitch? Is it enough oil all over this bitch? I'd be worried about rust, leaky, loose screws and shit. Right. I'll really be like, so they say she came back out, right? So mind you, she wasn't the only person this happened to. There was other customers.
Right.
So she came back out. She walked up to the counter. They told her, man, we got to get in the line. She walked in front of everybody. Now, hold up. See, if I'd have been in that line, they wouldn't have to worry about the man snatching.
Nope.
I would have snatched her ass back.
Right.
Bitch, hold up now.
The line is back here.
What you doing? Right. So she had to worry about that. So she ended up telling the man, throwing her ticket at the man, and that's when the man said, "Give me your ticket. You're not going nowhere." So he stepped out from behind the counter because she threw the ticket, and then she got her ticket back. He snatched her ticket and said, "You're not going anywhere." That's when she called him a faggot. And that was the gay slander that kicked this all off. And then we saw the video where then he gets in her face and get combative. For me, I said this before and I'm going to say it again. I just felt like when you are working for businesses like that, food, things where people have high demand for shit that, for their dollar's worth, there's a level of expecting this kind of behavior. So it flipped my mind that he came from behind. I wouldn't have walked no fucking where. You threw your ticket, bitch. I would have ignored her ass. So I didn't understand that. So that's why I said,
okay. So I didn't know if he was behind the counter. I thought maybe she just approached him.
Yeah, she came up to the counter because it was a line.
Yeah, I didn't know he was behind the counter.
Yeah, and then he walked from behind the counter. Mind you, he got other people he's serving.
Yeah.
And so he came because he didn't like that shit. And that's when, I respect the man in the back who said, you're not going to put your hands on this woman like that. You're not going to fight her. I respect that too, because I didn't want to see this black man fight that woman. I didn't want to see that at all. I didn't want to see video of that at all.
But she shouldn't have. What I didn't like, and I know I said this when you did it the first time and I watched it again, the whole time she's in his face, she's pushing him. And nobody's like, hey, ma'am, don't do that. Nothing. Not until the dude got, in between them both and she reached out and slapped him, did he go off? Which is like, yeah, you put your hands on me now, it's free game. So
let me ask you this. This is real shit. I'm a real question. You're the desk attendant and you're in this situation. what are you doing the same thing? Is this that's gonna be your
something similar? Like when years ago when I worked at Best Buy when I was in college, a woman literally took her credit card and I was holding out my hand, to take it and do whatever. She literally put it on the thing and slid it, and it slid off the little, the little kiosk thing we used to have onto the floor on the other side of the thing. And she looking at me and I'm looking at her. I'm like, ma'am, you want to get that before somebody goes shopping on your card. She's like, seriously, you're not going to get that? Hell no, I'm not. I'm not getting that. My hand is here. I'm here. You sliding it all the way, to the other side. I'm not doing that. It's not in my job description. So yeah, there is a bit of like, he shouldn't, if he was behind the counter and she threw it, then that's where it would have stopped. Because I'm not picking up that ticket. And however you getting on the next flight,
I'm not doing none of that.
I'm not doing none of that. So knowing that he moves from behind the counter to get all up in her face, nah, I'm not doing that. But
yeah, he's the one guy that run between getting the tickets and issuing the tickets. He's that guy. So he was trying to reissue people tickets because they couldn't get on the mass cattle
right.
The herding bus. No shade, but it definitely is. And shit, if there may be a day where King Roman News might have to be on the goddamn Spirit, I don't mind, but I'm calling it what it is. I'll be right there with my straw hat.
There's not enough room, like leg room for me. I can't do it.
I will be looking at rentals. I'll be looking at Amtrak buses. Are you kidding me? I always thought you had to buy the seat. You have to pay.
First of all, you got to pay for everything. You have to pay for everything.
That's piecemeal in the whole flight.
Call me bougie, call me whatever. I am on.
Nowadays, you can get flights really, really cheap if you book ahead. Like if you book a flight at least 30 to 60 days ahead of your date, you get that ticket for like $100 something.
Right, but those type of airlines, when you say if you're late getting there or you have your stuff and you bought your ticket early in advance, if they fill up, you may not.
Right. That was like that.
Like whoop doop,
I
catch the next one. So I can't.
I need money guaranteed.
Yeah, I
definitely need the guarantee. Let me see what the chat talking about. What y'all talking about now? And they don't think it was a result of the fight. Either way, that was incredibly tragic. Yeah, I agree with CCN TV. Throw hands or going home for real.
Right.
Oh, Cap has a nice smile. Okay, T. I can't believe individuals really use Spirit, not getting tetanus from the Spirit plane. Listen, you better walk on with disinfectant spray. Ain't no shade in spraying your own seat down when you get on a plane.
No, that I'm like, who does that? That's famous.
I was gonna say I definitely do. I go right in a little.
What would you call it? Does it too though? What's her name? The model.
Tyra.
The older one. No, the one before her. What is her name? Naomi. Yeah, she sprayed down her whole shit. She don't play no games. You got the first class spraying the shit like
what? Do you not know who asked you've been who you don't know what they and then people don't properly
Yeah. And now and motherfuckers don't bathe on the regular.
Right. People that's really a shocker though. Like in my top 10 stories that I'm gonna put together, the story where we had to talk about the celebrities coming out.
Yeah, me too.
I just don't understand it. If you have that much money, it's nothing to go just walk in the shower like it ain't nothing. Bitch, I can hold my arms up and watch.
That's it. So you have water coming from every direction because you probably have multiple shower heads. So there is no way.
Have a bidet. Did I say it right? Bidet. Yeah. Okay. I would have one. I would be sitting there. Period. Like what? Whoa, baby. Roman, where your fur baby? Right here. What you looking at? Oh, I thought he was asleep. He right here looking.
Oh, thank you.
He always behind me somewhere. You can always believe that. He's definitely behind me somewhere. He would have did better just calling them laws and getting her banned. Hell, I told you what I would have did. I would have started recording her.
It would have been on the way, and that would have
provoked her ass. No shade. I would have provoked her ass. Yeah. I'd have tried to blow her ticket on the floor. I'd have been coughing, like trying to get the last word to provoke her. Bitch, you about to be banned. You gonna be up there with. I told you, she gonna be up there with them terrorists.
Yeah, you
can catch these hands, male, female, or Holy Ghost. Really, Nate? Yeah, see, I have this thing. A woman, for me, It's the pain. Like you push me, okay, bitch. Because I guess I come from a family of cousins and females that'll probably knock your ass the fuck out. Like you'll get stalked and hunted down. Especially if I was in Chicago, my female friends in Chicago, bitch, you definitely about to get a whole ride down. So I'll never be worried about like females. So it'd be like you push me, okay, bitch, whatever. But you slap me in the face,
right?
I'm probably gonna grab you by the arm real hard and just like tell you like I'm really not trying to do this.
Yeah.
But like if you start punching on me and shit, it's a different thing. It's like, okay, now before I even take this far, let me call the police. Yeah, this is what's going on. And so come on down before I go even further. Like I'll try my hardest to prevent it. My TT always taught me law, the Lord, law, in the lockbox. So you go down, run down that order. You know, you call, pray, call the police, and then if you need to go in your lockbox and grab what you need, but make sure you follow that order. So I would try to follow that order before I go any further with it. So
you get yourself a piece of steel,
a piece of steel, a piece of blade, baby. I'll be ready. F that hoe. You don't put your hands on anyone. Stop. Also, the man who told him not to fight her was homophobic, so F him too. But you know, this is why I can't work.
Yeah, but all that, put your hands on me, fight me. But I just, like I said, I didn't find it. They should have stopped it before. They shouldn't have watched all that happen.
I fly Southwest all day. I love Southwest and I love Delta.
Yeah,
those are my two. I don't know if it's because the app is so easy to use. Naomi Campbell, yep, love Christian hair locks, men with locks.
Thank you. United is cool. I fly United a lot.
You like United. United is that is the international. They fly more international too, right?
They do.
Yeah. Dig deep, baby. Okay, really, because I would never put my hands on someone first. My family always told me to keep my hands to myself. If I'm bad enough to throw some licks, I better know how to take them. You can't expect me to take full punches and not react. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, pizza. Yeah, my TT is real old school. So yeah, that's the little update on not the JetPub, the Spirit Airlines story. So I'll continue to stay tuned to that. But he's suspended pending an investigation. I already expect that he'll probably lose his job.
They're gonna fire him.
Yeah, who will want their kind of employee knowing that he'll go off the rails? If they don't fire him, he's definitely gonna be on desk duty, like way in the back. He might be picking up luggage. Yeah. He might. I'm just saying he might be a luggage handler. No shade. And at this point, nigga, take what you can to the thing. Right. He might be a rep on the phone.
He may be on the ramp talking about stuff. Bag 32.
Okay. Fuck this shit. He might be going off on the bags, tossing bags and shit. So
yeah, hopefully he may still have a job.
That's what I'm saying. As long as you still got a job.
Right.
Now, this next story I'm only bringing up because I made a mistake by posting it on my community wall. Like, does anybody really care? Because it hit my phone as a notification, like, oh, she's having a baby by a surrogate. And I was like,
oh, is she? Oh, okay.
And so she had, we finna talk about it. So Adrienne Bailon and her husband, Israel Halton, announces the birth of their baby boy. Okay. And so I posted, like, do we really care? Well, the news crew definitely basically came back like, yeah, she's been wanting a child for so long. And so finally she gets to have one. So she posted this beautiful picture of her husband, and their child. And it was so beautiful. And so I wanted to retract my careless.
No, because because I highlighted it and I put it in the thing so I could pull up the story to read it. It basically was talking about the comment that a fan made when she was talking about she's been with her husband for 5 years. It was their 5-year anniversary. And she was like, you know, we didn't have any turmoil or crisis. She was like, but you've been with him 5 years and no baby? Sound like a crisis to me. And then she responded. So that's what I thought this story was.
This was a response to that.
Yeah, but congratulations on their baby. But I didn't know.
If it was a surrogate comment. But right, if it was a surrogate, that means this would have had to be in the works for like at least a while, right?
I mean, it could have happened. You
can't just say like, I want a baby tomorrow and then expect a woman to be ready to pop out.
Well, I mean, if you got the money, I mean, of course it's going to take 9 months, but you know, if you got the money, because it costs, it's a pretty penny.
I just thought I didn't even know all of that. I thought she was fertile and able to, but it sounds like that she isn't.
Well, I mean, it could be a lot of things. It could be him too, you know. It could be him. It could be her.
Be him. That's true.
Yeah, it could be her. You know, it could be a lot of things. Maybe they tried and she just, you know, couldn't hold them.
So she did release a statement. In the statement on this photo, she says, for this child, we have prayed just to hear our baby cry, skin to skin and face to face, heart to heart and eye to eye. She said that our baby boy is here. We are so in love. If you have followed our love story, you know that our journey to baby has been very challenging, but God is true to his word and his promises. We have quietly prayed while sitting on this most magnificent secret for the last 9 months. He is worth every tear, every disappointment, every delayed prayer, every IVF cycle, every miscarriage, everything. All we feel is joy and overwhelming love and gratitude. Grateful to God, to our angel, surrogate, and to all of our friends and family who have stood with us over these 5 years on this journey. He's here, and we have never been happier to lose sleep. So it really does sound like it's like a love story for her and having this child. And so, again, that's why I had to retract it, because I didn't know the full story. I just assumed, like, girl, everybody having babies by a surrogate. Who cares? Like, that's how I took it. I'm like, oh, okay.
They make a pretty good penny. I mean,
I take that back. I definitely feel, you know,
they definitely make a good coin.
My bad, Risa. That's why I had to correct it. I saw y'all comments. What up, Jernay? What up, your aunt and her words of wisdom? Listen, I'll be trying to follow that order. I'll be like, okay, we're gonna pray about this before I have to call the police. And if that don't work, in the meantime, let me just go and see what I can do. No, I don't care.
Yeah,
and
sometimes
women are still out here renting uteruses. Why is she laying there like she did all that work? No, I don't care. Oh my God, why is she laying there like she did all that work? That is just so mean. I did not say that. Nate, you have no filter.
He does it, but it's
Whoa. Okay. I'm hoping, because I feel like it has something to, if you follow her story and the challenges and the IVF, it sounds like she had some issues herself. So if that's the case, then I'm sure that is almost as equivalent to her laying like she has some work. Oh my goodness. Wow. She's laying there doing skin to skin as it helps with bonding. Oh, okay. There's the follow-up. Yeah, you know boxer briefs aren't good for you. That's what we're doing tonight. Yes, there are a lot of women out there on standby to pop out babies for wealthy people. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations.
Like, at minimum it's 20 G's. And that's at minimum 20 G's.
I mean, are you paying for them to live over that time? Over those
some pay for them to live, eat, because they got to eat the right stuff, checkups, all that stuff, transportation.
Do they get paid like afterwards? Their living costs for like post-mother?
Yeah, they get paid. So I mean,
Nate is something else. I think because a lot of entertainers wait until they're older to have children, and IVF isn't guaranteed, so they get surrogates. I would. That's true. If it works for you, listen.
And then they don't want to do the time off, you know, because you got to do the time off as you're having the baby, and sometimes, you know, you got movies or shows you're doing that you don't really have the time to take off.
That is true.
Because they will replace your ass.
By the time you turn around, you done your opportunity. You done can't. Sheesh, it would be more. Some pay to live, eat, insurance, and for carrying baby. 6 figures, baby. See, I don't have all of that. I would love to have a surrogate just to, you know, go ahead and pop it out. But I don't have all of the other money, so I have to do the traditional way. Do you want kids?
If it happens, it happens.
So you're not pressed about it.
No, not really. I have tons of nieces, nephews, godchildren that I am good if, you know.
Do you have any pets?
I did have a dog, but
you did have a dog.
Yeah.
No. So okay, so you just you cool if you have a dog or kids or not. You just all right. I definitely want some children.
Okay.
And like Candy from Real Housewives of Atlanta, her baby mama still comes around like family.
Oh, does she? Okay.
That would be a problem. None of these rich women want to go through the problems of carrying a child or ruining their bodies, as they say. That sounds like some Kim. That sounds like the Kardashians. Yeah. So more power to Adrienne Bailon. I think I said it right. Shout out to you and your wonderful new bundle of joy. And I'm sorry I misdangled that. So this next story was interesting to me. So Mariah Carey is out here trying to fight for the trademark Queen of Christmas. And I just think this is so interesting because I'm not for it. I don't agree at all. I saw this and I was like, I know other people are going to agree for it. What the fuck is wrong with Mariah Carey? So this is the thing. Right, so Mariah Carey is out here trying to trademark this Queen of Christmas because this is what it does. The minute she trademarks it and it's approved, anybody who stamps anything with Queen of Christmas, she gets proceeds from it. Yeah. That's called making longevity. That's thinking about your kids' income. That's future money. Anything that has pre-made Queen of Christmas, she can't affect or touch that money. They still have that. That's existing. So I see the business strategy. But for me, that's a huge fucking stamp. The Queen of Christmas. Right. I will be equally mad if somebody else came out here talking about they the King of Christmas and they want to stamp that on some shit. And so every time, you get too far. You be too delusional. You be sitting on these isolated clouds by yourself for a little too long and be feeling your shit. Now, granted, yes, Christmas time comes. We hear her music all the time.
Right. She did not write.
Okay, like you definitely know you're giving royalties up for while you may be the face of it, but honey, you ain't the only one eating off of them Mariah Carey Christmas songs. We know that for a whole fucking fact. Right. And then here's the thing that I read in this article that made such a point. So there's this woman who she's a Broadway singer, and we've all heard of her before. We just didn't know it was her. All of those little candid Santa baby songs that's not Mariah Carey, but the original composer, well, it's this woman. She's Elizabeth Chan. She's the only full-time Christmas singer and songwriter, and why that's her season. For 10 years,
42.
Performing on Broadway, doing it. She composed most of the modern day Christmas songs. They go to her to write it. The minute Christmas season comes in, she listens to the music all day long. Literally, in the industry, the real hardcore industry, the Academy, they call her the Queen of Christmas. So when she saw this shit, she was like, now how this work? Now you already out here, you know what I'm saying? You already eating already, but how you gonna take all of this? And so what she just said was, this is what her attorney said, Elizabeth Chan. She went on to say, Christmas has come way before any of us on earth, and hopefully will be around way after any of us on earth. And I feel very strongly that no one person should hold on to anything around Christmas or monopolize it in a way that Mariah seeks to. That's just not the right thing to do. Christmas is for everyone. And she said it's not just about the music business. What she's trying to do is trademark this in every imaginable way. Clothing, liquor products, masks, dog collars. This is the joy of living downtown.
Oh yeah, I hear it too sometimes.
It's all over the map. If you knit a Queen of Christmas sweater, you should be able to sell it on Etsy to somebody else so they can buy it for their grandma. It's crazy. It will have the breadth of registration. And so she filed her complaint. And so this is the legal opposition that Mariah Carey is facing. And so of course she's going to put up a strong fight. But I'm sitting here like, I don't fucking agree with you. I don't care how powerful you are. So what do you think? Like, do you agree?
No, I mean, I think it's definitely crazy. You crowning yourself the Queen of Christmas with all these other festivals and things that go on during that time. It's just something that I think she's reaching for. That you reach a little bit too far, honey. I get that your divorce from Tommy Mottola has placed you very high amongst your counterparts in the singing department, but you're not that high, honey. Just sit it on down. Just
come a little bit.
Yeah, just you can be known as the Christmas, all I want for Christmas girl. That's fine.
I think there's nothing wrong with that. Like what she got going on right now is not right. Yeah, Queen of and so she I feel like this woman, Elizabeth Chan, has a plausible case, and I hope she fucking wins. I hope it sends a message to her. Anybody else that come out here trying to take some unrealistic title, like what? Yeah. Queen of Christmas, like what?
I want to be called the king of YouTube,
right? Like, so now that's gone. You can't take that. Like, get the fuck out of here. Y'all know she don't play about a coin or trademark, child, right? How is she Queen of Jesus' birthday?
That's a whole nother argument.
I've
You were
never
born in
heard
October.
to that title. The Queen of Christmas. Really, Mariah? Yes. Hey, Miss Philadelphia, what up?
Hey,
It's good to see you. Wow. Yes.
Punch
Yes.
Philly.
Yeah, that's monopolizing for sure. Yeah, that's exactly what she want to do. Good luck to her on all that. Her Christmas album is #1 every year, and I honestly don't know why. I'm sick of it. I mean, I've found other artists who have Christmas music that I enjoy.
Yeah, really.
This is just, I feel like it's the younger girls, like the new people who are coming along, they finding it like, oh, it's a poppy thing, and then it goes away. Because I swear I'll be like, girl, every year I'll lose a song that I remember of hers. She must be Wendy Williams' neighbor. I heard there's a lot of crazy in that building. Mariah, find something to do. Okay, yeah. So I'm glad we all in accordance with that. That's a hell no, we won't go.
Yeah, no,
right. Now, let me take a small little break here. So, let me hold on, y'all. News crew, I need to take a small little. I love Mariah Carey, but I have an R&B Christmas playlist, and it's not fully comprised of Mariah Carey, right?
I mean, how many songs does she have?
She has a whole slew of songs. She really does.
All I hear mostly is All I Want for Christmas. That's it.
She got that. She's remade.
I mean, I'm sure she's probably remade all those other songs.
Santa, is it Santa or something like Please Santa? She's made I'll tell you, every year I fucking forget a song.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna take us dive into another little topic. So there's this social media influencer named Dana Chanel. Have you heard of her?
No, but I was reading or watching the story before you.
Okay,
I am somewhat familiar. Another wham, but okay.
So there's this woman out here. She's they call her a scammer. See, I had no idea about her at all. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So when I saw the story, I said, okay, I'm a little bit interested. So there's this girl named Dana Channel. I want to say that's her name. And so she's well known because she sells this app called, what is it, Spikes for Christ or something like that, and she sells it to mostly Black businesses, Black small businesses. And what she tries to do is help them create apps for themselves,
for their business.
But over the years, it's been proven to be a scam. So it was the FC, not the FCC, not the FCC. Who was it? The consumer. She's been a complaint has been filed against her. I think it's the FBI, not the FBI, but there's been a complaint lodged against her where they've been doing an actual investigation on her. I actually do have to.
No, because all I pulled up from that you had on the thing was the
I got it right here. Woman. So the Attorney General of Philadelphia has actually filed a suit against her at her base companies because they're alleging that she uses these companies and she misleads consumers and fails to deliver on the goods. So I don't know if you all have heard about Dana Chanel, but she now has tried to move away from those businesses and to become a podcaster.
Oh,
so in her transition in doing so, most of her topics have been about how you should treat your husband and how you should act as a wife. And so it really hadn't been taken off or nothing like that until a couple of days ago. She dropped this one video that went viral, and men have been, the reason it's going viral, she got like 300,000 followers on TikTok, is because men have been promoting this video like this is excellent. And so it's showing a contradictory statement here. And women, I'm gonna show some comments from women, are like, what the fuck, bitch? Where are you living at? What time are you living in? So I'm gonna play this video of her, this viral TikTok that went viral of what she had to say about how women should be towards their men. I thought it was, I don't know. I just thought it was real interesting. Like, oh, okay.
I can't wait.
What you were doing. I mean, she could be so much more. All right.
Sex as a never use sex as a weapon against your husband. And have sex often is probably some of the most extraordinary advice I never got. As a working mom, we get tired, exhausted, overwhelmed. But it is dangerous to neglect our husband's needs. And I'll explain to you why. Sex is such a huge part of a man's identity. It's the way he emotionally bonds with us. And it's crazy because God wired his body this way. When a man experiences an orgasm, his body releases the bonding hormone, oxytocin, in such extraordinary amounts. Women experience it as well, but men do 400% times more. And so that skin-to-skin contact mixed with an orgasm creates deep connection. And I never just want to be a great mom. I never just want to be killing it in the workplace. But I desired for my husband to find me to be a good lover. Look forward to coming home to me. And through difficult conversations, because I was never taught this kind of stuff, I had to learn how to not look at sex as a chore or another responsibility on my to-do list, but enjoy my husband feeling respected and honored and wanted. Imagine if one day our husband came home and said, I don't feel like having sex with you. We would be massively offended and hurt. And so men need sex. It's how they came from the factory.
Oh, baby. I said, whoa. I said, so, and you should see the men on Twitter reposting this, saying this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You said that shit. You hit that shit on the head. And I really was tuned in like, so what were your thoughts? Like, do you agree with what she said? Do you feel like parts of it was good, parts of it wasn't? Her delivery? What do you think?
I mean, I get where in which I guess sex would play a part in any relationship. That part, got it. But to where in which it's like men need it to actually like, you know, show their love for you. Like nah, like that's what we get into the misogyny of like, well, man is just gonna be a man. So if he's, you know, doing this, like, no. A relationship is far more deeper than sex. You know what I'm saying? And that's what needs to be taught to our young men, to know that it's not just about hitting the girl up or how many girls you can hit up. It's about really having that deep connection where in which if she doesn't feel like it or she's tired, you know she's tired because of the work she's done, then you handle the slack where she, you know what I'm saying? And then she may just come around and be like, well, thank you for doing the laundry or the dishes. Let me slide you off something. It shouldn't be a thing of, oh, this is what my husband needs to feel wanted. He should already feel wanted by you because he's married to you. Y'all should already have that. So sex shouldn't even like, I don't agree with that shit. And I think a lot of times, you know, as men and as women, we put forth these fictitious kind of ideas of what a marriage should be. It's a partnership. It's not even about that. I don't even agree with that wife obey your husband type shit. Like, no, y'all working together. If y'all not working together, it's not moving. So it's like, and that's with anything, gay, straight, or whatever. It's a commitment between two people, not just one person. So, you know, I don't agree with all that, you know, protect, you know, this, you need to be doing this for your man or you need to be doing this for your woman. Y'all need to be doing it for each other.
Yeah, she lost me with that. So some of her, I failed to mention, was some of the other comments that she made in some of her other TikTok videos was women serve their man best by making him feel like he's the head of the household. I don't correct my husband, and I can't cry in front of my husband and show him weakness. And so for me, it all of this reeks signs of insecurity. It like she's very insecure about a lot of things. Like it's always about what she has to do for her man to make him feel secure.
To make him feel secure and comfortable.
And to me, it's like, so what about do you even know what you need to feel secure and comfortable?
This is what I'm saying. If something happens to him tomorrow, God forbid, do you even know how you
pick up the pieces and move the fuck on? Right.
Move the fuck on or continue the life that your children have grown accustomed to? No, because you're too busy depending solely on him. It's like, you have a life too.
And doesn't it sound like almost counterintuitive? She's saying don't weaponize sex by saying like, no, I ain't gonna give it to you unless you do this. Doesn't it sound like you are actually weaponizing by saying that give it to him so that he can
it's
perform
the
as the man in the relationship?
Exactly.
Like what the fuck? You can't do nothing else to make him perform as the man in a relationship.
Right, but sex shouldn't even be, and the fact that sex is even brought up in that way is already
it's crazy because I'm saying like because honestly, I could be mad at my my guy or whatever, and I still let's fuck and get this shit over. I'm still gonna be mad at you tomorrow. That don't just sex. We just what I need. I know what you let's just get to me. So it's like people be using it and putting too much weight on it.
But even in that is taking sex and separating it from what it should be, because it actually is a connection of spirits. So it's like if your spirit ain't right because you're angry with whomever, or vice versa, if her spirit ain't right because she's angry with you or whoever the case is, you shouldn't have sex, because in having sex, you are exchanging spirits. So that kind of thing.
And if you do have sex and it uplifts your spirit, I don't think that's a problem. But I would never use it to get to the end result. Like for me, it's never like we gotta fuck to get to the happier place.
Right. But some people do. Some people will be like, if the person is mad at them, they figure, well, if I have sex with you, you'll calm down and you won't be as mad as me because I gave you.
Well,
and it's like that's weaponizing sex.
Listen, we're gonna have to postpone that till tomorrow. We're gonna have to have that conversation tomorrow. Cause see, all right. So right. Watch Prince Donald's video too, and bring us the commentary. King Roman Prince Donald's. Oh, what Prince Donald talked? Oh, he talked about it too. I just feel like women like this, they're hiding some of their own insecurities. Like, do you even know how you would feel if somebody came?
Because they've been trained to be.
Yeah, it's almost like that.
You've been trained to be a wife. This is what men are gonna do. This is what men are gonna. A man's gotta do. Don't worry, he's just gonna be a man. And it's like, no, teach your women we teach our young girls to be independent and secure in themselves, and that a man or a husband or whatever they're going to have is just an extension of who they are. Not, I don't have to give myself and completely devote myself, and everything I do, every waking thing I do is for you because I'm serving you. It doesn't make any sense.
That part. My child autistic, and I got a good 20-30 minutes in after a day. Come quick before I fall asleep. Period. You already know what's going on. I don't have time. What you talking about? All of that, sometimes it be a transaction. Like, look,
right? But the person that you're with understands that. You know what I'm saying? They're going through the grind with you. So you see what I'm saying? So it's not a thing of like, if in fact there's a day where she's totally overwhelmed. If he's really in tune with her, he'll just back off and go whatever and go to sleep. Maybe hit it up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Just to be like,
oh my God. And that's not that is not a far-fetched idea. Like that is not uncommon. That is actually, some dudes will be like that. Straight, gay, whatever. They will be like, all right, cool, it's whatever. Go in the bathroom, bust they own that, and come back into bed with you. Right. But some women feel so used to, if I don't do this, then he's gonna go
run off and do.
Are you training backwards?
It's all about who you're connected to.
Yeah, we do now. I always feel like I gotta put out for you to stay around or keep up with you. That wears very thin with me. That gets very old. Be like,
again, that's where relationship comes into play, and where just lustfulness is.
Okay, Mama Sleepy, get me in the morning. Period. Listen, I had a whole one text me like, "Why you?" I text you last night. You ain't text me back till in the morning. Obviously, I went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like clearly. All right. So yeah, unfortunately, these women have
like some white woman shit.
It does. Some women have responded. So this woman says Dana Channel is not talking to anybody. She's in her office and turns to the camera to look like she's been interviewed. To me, this is more ridiculous than the message she spouts. And that was another thing. She's actually sitting there. It looks like she's having a conversation with someone, but she's sitting there by herself. This comment here says that Dana Chanel clip I keep seeing is not only dumb, but it reinforces rape culture, a terrible person through and through. And I do agree. having that willingness to submit or equate sex to it's a desire that he must have it. So that means a man could just snatch you up and say,
it's that biblical
let
talk.
me get you're gonna be lost in the sauce, and you're gonna be lost, and that's sad, because it's some people like that will teach their children that, right, and they'll grow with that same mentality. Right. So
somebody should have taught her, like, life comes from you. Life starts with you.
Yep.
So therefore, that should be honored in every way. So that's why I don't understand when, this whole thing of like the man's gotta, there would be no other men if it had not been for a woman first. So clearly, yeah.
That'd be my whole dispute to the manosphere. I'll be quietly sitting in their bushes.
Yeah, I do too. Now, I'll drop down sometimes, but
I drop down a few times under my troll account. I'll be fucking with them so much. I'll be sitting there. Sometimes I'll be sitting there like, oh my God. I don't know if I like the fact that it's just so. You ever just be listening to something like, what are y'all?
Yeah,
are you kidding me? This just doesn't even sound. It just sounds like you.
Like, I really just sit there and be like, really, y'all really think this? Like,
you really like y'all, and it be some women who be for it. They be all in the chat like, I could never.
This is a real man, huh? Like, real men take care of responsibilities. Real men understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, real men, it's not about this.
A real man ain't gonna be on YouTube complaining about women like that,
right?
24/7. Yeah. I mean, let's be fucking serious. Are you kidding me? You're gonna be more active about.
You gotta be with a woman because you're with the woman that you're with. You complaining because you don't have one.
That's how I be feeling too. I'll be like, look at these small, just
right. Tic tac.
Right. Like, wait, what's going on? Okay.
What's your problem?
Get it up, just mad.
Tons of fun. Your stomach leans over. Yeah, and that's usually what the case is.
She was also the fool who wanted to crowdfund amongst Black folks to raise money to open a prison. I'm not lying.
No. Because the clip when I did the copy thing, a video clip popped up about this woman who wanted to see her, and she was charging $3,000 to go visit. And of course, with the woman's biblical aspect of, you have to sow a seed in order to get, the replant, whatever. I'm not even going to go into that, but she paid up $3,000, and basically the woman kind of paid them dust. She didn't respond to them until the camera was on. She really paid them dust. And then when they did the conference with her, she was basically like, well, y'all hired me to do a service, and personally, I make so much money that I wouldn't even ask y'all for y'all advice or anything that y'all think I should do, because I don't think y'all,
Really?
Yeah, she did. You got to watch it. I'll send it to you.
Okay, yeah. Check that out. See, I didn't even know. I saw this video and I'm saying, like, how, of course she would blow up on TikTok overnight. Because, see, I caught the story about her transitioning from being a scam artist to now being this whole social media TikTok, but she only blew up because of her videos now. And she got one more video out, but I didn't get a chance to look at that video yet. Darling Tiana, thank you so much. She says, I appreciate that because my daughter is one day post-op from surgery, and being an autistic Mimi is not easy. Plus, I work full time. King Roma is my enjoyment, and you are my enjoyment too. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Shout out to you. I definitely know it's quite a task. So anytime you get to enjoy yourself and have a little fun, takes the pressure off. So I would love to be a part of that.
I sent it to your Instagram, so don't forget.
Okay. A real man will pick up his slack and take over. He shouldn't even be asked to do so, period. Like, I be saying that as a gay man. I be feeling obligated to just do things, sometimes for women when I let's like
all of my female friends, I have been
uncle, I'm gonna do it. Right.
They call,
except for my coworkers. I'm not. I female or not. Don't ask me for shit. I don't care. Nope. We had a whole event, and she was like, "Will you help me pick up these?" Did you go down the line first? Did you ask everybody else first? I want to always be your last. Don't ask me for shit. I do.
They always get the don't ask me.
Yeah, don't ask me nothing. Period. Thank you so much. Just dropped by to show you some love. Thank you. Yes, shout out to the official Tyrese Report. Check him out. I share his videos on my community wall. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Love his input and love his insight. And you know how we always like to keep it real. He has that same sort of tact, like it's just authentic, just coming off the tip of his tongue.
Yeah,
I love it. So shout out to you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So let's get into the next topic. So this next story is crazy as hell. See, I don't know where I fall in this because it's not right. It's just not right, but it is right. So Minneapolis school district is defending their plan to lay off white teachers first. So this shit has been blowing all up because their union, their actual teacher federation union, came up with this plan. And they came up with this plan because they're saying that 60% of the students in the school district are non-white. And then equivalent to that, only 16% of the teachers are non-white. So they're trying to level the playing field. So they're about to lay off some folks. So they're saying they're going to start it by only laying off white teachers first. And then if that's completed, they'll start going into seniority. And then when that's because it's white, the younger white teachers, and then you go into the older vested white teachers, then they'll start pulling from the non-white population. Right. And this was approved by the actual Federation of Teachers. They said that they mutually agreed to contract language that aims to support the recruitment and retention of teachers from underrepresented groups as compared to the labor market.
Right. Well, they did say that they were not going to necessarily lay off a lot of the white teachers. They may send them other places. Like, I guess other places in the counties,
like library,
or more places where it might be more white students per black students and students of color. I don't know. But I mean, granted, I know where this all stems from. The whole everybody's thinking that we're going to be teaching race theory to children, and it is a higher education, graduate, professional level classroom teaching. It is not for public K through 12 type of situations. But of course, this is done. They trying to, which I think in a way is a good thing, that the teacher, besides the parents, the teachers are the next people that a lot of students see. So if you see a teacher that looks like you, that is reflective of your values and things, you may take better interest and want to learn more and really be engaged. A lot of times these Caucasian teachers, they don't, there's the disconnect. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, as much as they try to really engage, they don't really know the struggle that a lot of their students are going through. So they kind of disconnect and they wind up sometimes failing them or not really paying them the attention that they require. That is required.
The only thing I feel like is problematic is so let's say this flips, and we have a community where there's like heavy Latinos.
So bringing Latino teachers, because my whole thing, like even with segregation and integration, I really believe that integration kind of killed how we focus on education in our children and kind of focus on that. The issue was not, I want to be able to go to your schools. The original issue was, I'm cool with my school, but my school doesn't have the materials that your white school has. Why can't we get those same books? Why can't we have those same kind of things that are issued into the white schools? And then it just became this whole thing of, okay, well, no, let's just take your school and we're just going to take your students and put them here. And it's like, no, because you a lot of times you mess up that point where there's children that see teachers that look like them, that come from their background, that they more identify with than other, other.
The way I feel about it is I don't like any policy that can also be turned around to another, denomination of people. Because I don't want, on the flip side, for there to ever come a point where we're going to get rid of all the black teachers because there's majority white students in this district.
But they do that already.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. That's where I'm saying that's where I'm at with this policy. Like, okay, this sounds like it needs to be more of a reduction in workforce corporate policy. Like across the board, I think there needs to be a focused policy on schools. Like, okay, you can lay off whoever you want to, but based on the school in itself, that principal or that administrator, I think they should be coming to the table to make those kinds of decisions at their school. And
are we talking public schools or are we talking private?
These are public schools.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. If you go to a lot of the public schools, say in highly white areas, they are more white teachers than black teachers,
with white students,
right? With white students, right? So then why can't it be that way?
But I don't think that should be I don't think it should be managed. I don't think that should be managed by saying we're gonna just start laying off all the white teachers and then expect that we're going to be repopulated by only black teachers or these other. I think that should just be automatic. I don't think that should. I think to me that just sets up we've already built in this plan. This is it. No, I think it's deeper than that. I think you're now looking at a whole set of policies. Are we going to be training students to become teachers in these communities? Because let's just be very honest, there's not going to be a lot of teachers that will fit those shortages once they do start eliminating that. And that's a larger part of why it's that divide. Even back home in my own school district, it's largely, white teachers that come from the suburbs to come in the city school districts to teach. And while granted, I feel like that is a shortfall, I don't want them to ever say cut those teachers because we need to force the black folks from our community to, to me, it just reeks of, so what happens if it doesn't? Then what's our plan? Because it makes me feel like they want to push us to, all right, y'all want this? Here we go. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
And then it's like, okay, bitch, who the fuck you talking? Because I read this. I'm like, hold up. So what's the plan after this? I know I'm looking at the other end. I'm like, okay, now y'all ladies, y'all lay them off, but what are we gonna do?
But that I get it, but that was the way it was before. See what I'm saying? Like before, a lot of things, that is the way it was. It was black teachers and black schools.
Hey, good night, Risa. Good night. I'm sorry if I missed you too, boo. Good night. Good night.
But it was black teachers in black schools, and just kind of that whole thing. But yeah, it's real crazy. But no, I see your point. I definitely see your point.
They probably weren't giving their best to our children anyway. I love affirmative action. And so that's not right. Reverse racist as hell. That's sort of what I said too. I would love my nephew's opinion on this. Let me know if you want to hit the link anytime. Wouldn't this still be considered affirmative action, or is this an overcorrection?
I think it's an overcorrection. I think it's just an overcorrection.
Yeah, it would definitely be overcorrection. Affirmative action, I think that would be a lot. To call this affirmative action?
Well, they use it in many different aspects of
this. Would definitely be playing with semantics by calling it affirmative action. That's a lot. So let's talk about what the Republicans said about this. So many GOP politicians and conservative activists strongly condemned the new teachers' contract as racist, of course. Minnesota State Representative Munson wrote on his Facebook page, the Minneapolis Teachers Union has taken a racist approach and agreed to protect your job based on your skin color over your job performance or seniority. I don't know who needs to hear this, but racist employment contracts have no place in our society.
That's just crazy.
The Heritage Foundation said that the Minneapolis contract violates the Civil Rights Act and the Equal Protection Clause of the United States Constitution, prohibits employment discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin.
But it's not discrimination.
And so the former Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker says he tweeted, this is another example of why government unions should be eliminated.
Okay.
And so of course, he's that's why he's no longer right. Okay,
exactly.
Now, I was just gonna say my whole thing is that I just don't like it if this could be turned around on us. Like they could word this. This to me sounds like don't say gay. Why would you say that? Why would you say don't say gay in the policy title? That makes me feel like you don't know how you lack the knowledge of putting a well-prepared plan together that will bake in all of that. You know what I mean? Like it bakes in that.
No, personally, I think the Don't Say Gay is just a nickname that, of course, they like to give things, because not that it really says Don't Say Gay, but I totally agree with you on that.
But look at this. This literally says, where is it at? It says their plan, literally of their plan is to lay off white teachers. I think that's the problem that I see in this. It's just that wording.
Yeah, but if you read further, because I think that's all made to kind of grab at the heartstrings of white folks and make them feel
there's a criteria around that. Yeah, I know there's a criteria around that, but the focus of that criteria is
to remove a lot of white teachers from schools that have a large popularity of black students.
With who?
With other black teachers.
And so why hasn't this been done before?
Right, but that is the issue. But nobody has ever called it racist before. Like if you went to inner city schools, which I have been a part of inner city, I can count you on one hand how many black teachers I've had.
But I'm saying, so you're saying that should have been called racist.
It should have, but they're not going to do that.
So to counter that, we're just gonna say we're just gonna get rid of white teachers.
No, but we're not. This is not saying we're just gonna get rid of white teachers. That's not what it's.
So in a nutshell, what is it saying?
It is just saying to then place teachers of color, black and brown, into schools that have more of a black and brown.
So you're saying shuffling teachers around.
And then they will take some white teachers and put them other places.
That's what we're saying, shuffling teachers around.
That's what it's saying. The title of it, of course, will bring white people to their knees and be like, "Oh my God!"
But do you think that's a plausible plan? Shuffling teachers around, moving the black teachers from black schools.
I mean, but they've been doing it. If you even look at the private sector,
does that work?
You see black teachers in the private sector. There's a very few. Does
that work? So do you feel like that'll work in the public sector?
I think it would. I think it would if you had, then this goes with the quality of the teacher, the skill set of the teacher. But I really do think it will work. Do
you feel like saying that, do you feel like there's a connotation of when you even saying that we now have to look at the quality of the teachers? Do you even feel like,
well, because I think that there are some white teachers that are not qualified. That's why I'm saying it. So I'm not even giving it to they may be more qualified than us. No, I know there are some definitely black educated black teachers out there that will teach their asses off. But what I am saying that I do also know that there are some teachers that, just give me the paycheck. I don't care who passes, who fails.
Black or black.
That is not what we need. Right. That is not what we need. We need to start really focusing on making sure these children make it, so in this culture of kind of Black Lives Matter, I think that's why they're hearing this up. But again,
and my only thing is that I feel like there's a deeper issue here that could be addressed.
Yeah,
I feel like this policy is just a band-aid to just say, here's what we're going to do.
Well, now let's not forget all the shit that has happened in the Minnesota area. Okay,
right. So, oh my God, even
Floyd, the other man. So this is why.
Isn't that the state where they had launched a whole investigation under the police department and basically said that they are racist. They are racist as hell. I understand that totally. Yeah.
So they're trying to play, kind of.
Because I have to comment, black schools surely have black leadership and predominantly black teachers. White leadership does not do well at these schools. I'm here for it.
Yeah, no, they don't. They really
should match the demographic of the school. Just make sure the resources are the same.
But that
and
was
now you're going where I'm going. That's what I'm saying. So then what does the end of this policy, what when you shuffle even shuffling teachers around, okay, we're going to take out all the white teachers,
okay,
and put them other to the white
okay, then put
the
same resources that you have in those white schools in the black schools and the schools of color. Put those same resources in, and then we can then say, okay, now let's go to see who, to level up and the school testing and all that kind of stuff. But when you have schools that have lack of resources, lack of funding, lack of this, lack of that, and you try to measure them up, of course the other schools are going to outweigh them because they don't have the same resources you have. But again, that goes to my point with how segregation and the kind of integration kind of tore that up. But
TLC, hey, most blacks refrain from becoming teachers for many reasons. Lowest pay for long hours, no raise until at least 10 years in same job. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Too late. They've already done that to us. Take the win and let's be grateful. Our kids need to see professionals that look like them and can relate and encourage.
Thank you.
Why the ratio is off. Just posing a question because there's always an underlying agenda. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, Nate, you see what I'm seeing. I agree. Some of my view is being silly and having fun, and the rest of my view is uniting our kids with leaders that look like them. Then those teachers are stuck in that position. Trust me, if they do this, it will be so many lawsuits coming. Joe, you already know. It will definitely be. That's why I'm like, why would they even lead with this? Why not have a better, stronger prepared criteria?
Because they don't know how. Because they don't know how.
Who said who would ever come out?
These are the same folks that have given George Floyd family 2 settlements for that bullshit, and the other family with that young man that died. Giving them settlement money. So of course they don't know how to apologize or work around their privilege or whatever. So it's like take the win where you can, and then we can kind of use it to kind of as a starting point. Okay, we'll do this, and we can always work to fix it. It does not like it's permanent. It's almost like the Healthcare Act. It's like it's a start. And you can tweak it to kind of make it work.
It's a bold start.
Yeah,
it's definitely a bold start.
It is a bold start. But we can't be afraid to just take the chance, and because it's for the future, so we can't.
Well, listen, I'm gonna be here for it. I just want us to get into the habit of always looking at something with a 360 attitude, because we always know that everything has a catch. Shuffling them does not help the overall problem, but it does remove the ones that have held positions for 30 years or more teaching old ways. That's true. We're going to stay tuned. I'm going to stay tuned to see how this actually works and proves itself to be worthy of something. Again, my heart is definitely with the students of the school. I just don't want them, by this happening, for any of the black kids to lose out on any experience or anything. I want it to be smooth and seamless. That's why I'm like, so what's the plan to replace? You don't just offer we're going to move out all of these teachers. Some of the, and let's be honest, some students may have black students may have great relationships with some of the white teachers.
Right.
Let's not just be so driven by the fact that we want to, color the whole school. Let's be mindful. I just thought that was careless. Like, I would never, I wouldn't say it like that. I mean, I definitely would, All right, so moving on to the next topic. So this trooper, this is crazy. I don't know if you got a chance to see the video. We're gonna watch this video. Hey, wasn't that shit crazy?
I didn't.
Okay,
I did read it.
So this guy, this black man had gotten pulled over by this trooper. And so it was so crazy because he got pulled over. The guy asked him some questions. Now, let me just say, when we watch this video, shut up.
I'm muting that.
Talking to these police officers. What are you doing? This man almost told him his whole rundown of his whole day. The police officer shouldn't be asking you. You ain't got it. I'm not nothing. What's going on? This police officer walked him to the car, literally asked him within the first 30 seconds, asked him, have you been drinking or have you been smoking? Excuse me? Do you know how frazzled I look? Do you know how bewildered?
Yeah.
I would not have known how to speak English. I don't understand what you're saying,
First
sir.
of all, what did you pull me over for? Do you need my license?
Period. What's your reason?
All
Excuse
that other stuff is irrelevant.
But this
when you
man
don't know, yeah, this is what I'm saying.
So when you don't know, this is what happened. So this man got pulled over, basically told him, no, I haven't been drinking. Yes, I smoked some weed, but that was earlier today. And the police officer had already told him, I pulled you over because, man, I saw you flying down the road, man. Where are you going? He's like, no, it wasn't me. Saw you flying down the road. Then you proceed to tell him this stuff. So the guy then proceeds to pull him out, check the car, look for stuff, arrest him. At the same time, these three other guys, I believe they were his brothers. They came up to the scene.
Yeah.
And they started recording what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have a minor traffic stop that turned into him actually pulling him out the car, arresting him for a potential DUI. To this man getting extremely aggressive because the time his brother came, he started recording, started filming. So it's a little sad, but check this out here. What is it at? Where is this? Okay. Now this happened in Minneapolis. Damn, these motherfuckers don't. Oh, is it Mississippi? This happened in Mississippi. They just don't get it right at all.
A viral video shows a Mississippi Highway Patrol trooper arresting a man in Macomb, and some people are calling this video alarming. Take a look.
Just wait. Man, don't grab it. Hey, man, don't do that. Hey, I got him on live. I got his on live. He got him handcuffed, man. You said you ain't had no business jumping on him. Look at this. Look at this, man. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. He got on handcuffs. He got on handcuffs. Yeah. We don't care.
In an exclusive interview with Eugene Lewis, he says if his brothers had not gotten there in time, things would have gotten worse.
And it started because the man stopped me, right? When he stopped me, he pulled me over. When he pulled me over, he was like, put your hands out the car. I said, man, ain't that shit. Here go my hand, bro. Ain't nothing. So when he got me on out the car, he was like, do you smoke? I said, no. He said, do you drink? I said, I drank, but I hadn't had a drink today. So he ain't find nothing. So when he come back to the car, he didn't find nothing. He said, you going with me? I said, going with you for what? He said, you going with me because you said you smoke weed and you were doing 35 in a 30, curly drive. Get in the car. I said, man, you know what? That's that racist coming at you right now. When I said that, he automatically hit me under my throat. Oh, I can't never let this go because I ain't did nothing to him. And I know this same white guy will get out here and do another black guy like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nobody around. Ain't no telling what he'll do to me.
Well, after watching the video initially, I do realize that there are a lot of things leading up to what we see that we don't know. But from what we do see, I can say that it is a bit alarming.
Yes, sir. And what steps are you taking at this point as a state representative?
Well, as a state representative, I do have a good working relationship with the Commissioner of Public Safety, Commissioner Tyndall. And so I reached out to him, and he and I had a lengthy conversation about the video. And he's assured me that an investigation is being done by the Mississippi the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, as well as Internal Affairs. So we can not only rectify the situation, but to prevent situations like this from occurring in the future.
The video is trending online.
No, that's absolutely insane. That
in
was
the words of the great Nina Simone, Mississippi, goddamn.
That was extremely excessive.
Yeah.
It was extremely excessive.
It was.
He was triggered, and that him saying this is that racist bullshit. He didn't have to say that, but he said it, and that was a trigger.
Yeah,
why was it a trigger? My question is, why did that trigger you? Is it some truth to that? But
that's my issue with the whole thing. It's like there's this authority unspoken that these police officers have. And granted, it's Mississippi, you know, and it's like you can't say nothing back to the officer at all. And he has every right, or she has every right, to then take excessive force upon you. First of all, the questions were out of line, because if you pulled me over, I pulled you over because you was going 40 in a 35, because that's probably what it was. I don't know what you're talking about, a 30 and a 35. Because if I'm going slower than the speed limit, what are you pulling me over for? So I think that was ridiculous. But
so let me just share real quick that early, like the first minute of his pulling him over in this conversation.
You just all leaned over. You get your license insurance, sir? You ain't got no license. You got an ID card? All right, we can work with the ID card. Look, I'm stopping you for careless driving, for your seatbelt. Yeah, you come flying down Delaware, bumping. I saw you. I was at the gas pump. You was bumping and chilling, ain't had your seatbelt on, and come through there flying. Man, you was lapping folks up. You ain't had your seatbelt on. You got the tinted windshield, and you were big chilling, wasn't you? You good, man. Hey, just go and step out for me for just a second, okay? Just put your stuff up on the dash. All that stuff. Don't put your hands in your pockets. Come this way. I'll get it. Turn around. Turn around. There you go. Just put your hands on top of your head. I'm just going to pat you down for weapons on your head. You got any weapons on you in the vehicle? Put your fingers together. Just like that. Anything that's going to stick me, poke me, or hurt me. Okay. How much marijuana is in the vehicle? None? You sure? So if I search it right now, is there any shake or old roaches or anything like that? Pretty beautiful.
I'm not buying. I'm sorry, King. I'm not buying any of that. First of all, you saw him bumping and with no seatbelt, but he's got all this tint on his windows and his windshield. So how did you see that he didn't have a seatbelt on? Like the shit, you know, right off the back. You saw that it may have been a person of color's car because he had the rims or whatever, and he may have been cruising. But that's what you stopped him for. You didn't stop him for anything else.
That's exactly what it was. And then you hear him asking persistently, do you got marijuana?
Right.
Do you have roaches? Do you have shake? Do you have all of this? It's like, wait, what is going on here? You stop. What the fuck are you doing?
Right. First of all, he shouldn't have got out the car. I mean, I get it. He was trying to not be confrontational and be as adherent.
That's really what it was.
But first of all, you don't get out the car. You ask them what they stopped you for. You give them your license, registration. He didn't have a license, so he was going to get a ticket for that. And if any registration handed to him, if you don't have that, you'll get the tickets for that. And if they got to come pick up the card and whatever, you call somebody to drive it away. But other than that, there should have been all that other was a bit much.
Well, he's been cleared.
Yeah, he has.
He has been cleared of that. And I'm saying he's been cleared of this because this man didn't really completely understand his own rights, which allowed him to take this to go further.
Exactly.
You know, to protect you and you know, do all of this other stuff. Even examine your car for alcohol. What are we doing? Yeah. You should have had probable cause. Now you're looking for probable cause. Right. What the fuck? You violating all kind of rights.
You seen him and immediately you was like, oh yeah,
something going on there. Yeah.
So when you pulled him over, you was then looking for something to justify what was about to happen. So yeah, we
could clearly see him fishing. Yeah, he was fishing. So that's a Mississippi. So the Ahmaud Arbery case. So Travis and Greg Michael, they've been sentenced to life on federal hate crimes. The three officers have all been have been convicted. They all have different sentences though. One has 10 years, I believe it's 10 years and life after his sentence. The other one has a life sentence. And the other one has, I think it's another, like, they all have life sentence, but. Is that me?
Yeah, that's you. Are you talking about the McMichaels or are you talking about
the McMichaels?
So the son has life and I believe 30 or 20 years. Let me take a look at that again. Hold on.
Yeah, I think it is. I think the son has. Oh yeah, there it goes. So Brian received life with the possibility of parole in the state murder case and 35 years in prison for his federal hate crimes. They have not yet. But both of them have received life sentences in both of these cases.
Yeah,
the
Brian
crazy
got 37 years. The guy who filmed it, the whole thing,
got 37 years.
Yeah.
And so now they're in the point of having to face an appeal. And the problem is that they don't have anybody who wants to represent them. They're struggling to find lawyers willing to represent these men convicted of their there go life plus 10 years, life plus 2 years, and then 35 years William Bryan for filming. And so they don't have anyone. It's not that they don't have anyone to represent them. It's just that the public office defenders, they're at a shortage themselves, and they don't actually have enough I guess they say their budget to defend these folks because it's such a large case. So they have to seek out private attorneys, and private attorneys are starting to charge $1,000 an hour. Right. And so they're now at a point where they don't have anyone to submit an appeal for these folks. And I think they have at least 10 to 15 days to file for an appeal. And so the time is ticking on this. And my thing is, let this shit ride. Why are we filing an appeal? Like, I mean, at this point,
well, it's your civic right to file an appeal if wrongly accused. But with this, the reason why they're having a hard time is because in the federal case revolving this, their racism was allowed to be shown, which wasn't shown in the state case. So in the state case, their lawyers was able to fight back their racist comments and things being sent to them. So they were able to escape that. But in the federal hate crime case, they couldn't escape that. So all their text messages, their kind of racist language, all that was
exposed. Media activity, all of that
stuff. That was exposed. That wasn't exposed in the state case. So that's what made the difference. And that's why a lot of lawyers are kind of staying away, because in an appeal, all that stuff becomes in discovery now. So the text messages, all that stuff.
And that's a difficult. I mean, that's a difficult defense.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, if you sit up there saying all these Negroes breaking into cars and stuff, and you happen to murder one who happens to be jogging in your neighborhood, you try to work that one out.
You try. So they have some time. I'm sure they're going to find someone. They have some local public defenders who are willing to move forward, but their rate is $300 an hour, which they're saying is not within their budget to offer up for as a public defender for these three individuals. So I'm going to stay tuned. I'm interested to see how this goes. Like I said, civic or not, they don't need to fight.
We would have to, because I am too on my channel. Of course, I'm staying abreast to it because I know what happens once the fanfare dies down and we forget about it. They will start their appealing process, and one appeal might go.
Someone should right. All it takes is one fucking appeal to go the right way. You're right, absolutely. Moving along to Brittany Griner. So Brittany Griner's folks have filed an appeal. They filed it on the grounds that they filed this on the grounds of the initial report saying that it was excessive, that people who already had cases like this that they've tried only got like 5 years or so. So
the one white girl got a couple months, and she had more weed than Whitney.
We know this was a political play. We knew this. We knew this again.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what we need to understand as Black people, people of color, people of community, whatever. It's like, it's cool to travel abroad. That's cool. That's what you want to do. But understand that, especially if you're, a celebrity in that sense, you're going to be used at times when they need you to play with. So at this time, there is a war going on. Putin is definitely going to snatch it up because he's known that you carry the type of weed that you carry on you. He's known that nothing goes to this man. Trust and believe it. So, she was used. That's all it was. All this was.
That's absolutely the truth. And it was so bad. It's bad timing. It was like, and I kept saying, shut the fuck up about this whole situation. So, now we're moving forward with the prisoner swap. Right. So Russia has made a big admission that they have been talking, Putin and Biden through diplomatic channels in the back. They've been talking about this prisoner swap, but there's a big wrench that Russia has thrown in the plan. So the original plan was offering up, 2 individuals for the one. Mm-hmm. Well, Russia said no, what I'm saying? That ain't exactly it. And now it makes sense why Russia has been saying the whole time, we want to do this and we want to do it quietly. It's because they have a whole another tactic. So what Russia wants to do is the Russian government replied to the U.S. initial offer by requesting that convicted murderer Vadim Krysakov also be added to the proposed swap. Now, this person is jailed in Germany, is in custody in Germany for Germany charges. So essentially what they want U.S. to do is they want them to speak with Germany of having them released on their terms. And the U.S. is saying that they don't know if this is likely. They're questioning the legitimacy of this request. They're saying that this is not a simple one. He was convicted of murder in Germany last year and still remains in custody in Germany.
Right.
German government source confirmed that U.S. officials did make quiet inquiries to Germany. However, it seems the U.S. is still not convinced Russia is cooperating. So it sounds to me like Germany will be willing to do something like this, but United States sees the precedence this sets. I mean, can you imagine Russia doing this and this getting away with having a prisoner, swap from another country based on U.S.-Russia relations?
Well, one, Russia knows that really can't happen. So this is just moving the goalposts. We just keep moving the goalposts.
Someone else. It's going to have to be.
Not to someone else. The ultimate goal is now take everything from Ukraine. Don't give them no more weapons. That's what it is.
Oh, wow.
At the end of the day, they won't be able to, granted, the U.S. may have power, but as far as there's a lot of treaties and things in place where they can't tell Germany, oh, give us that prisoner so we can get our 2 back. They can't do that. So they know they're going to keep changing the goalposts to be like, okay, well, if you can't do that, then finally, if you want these 2 back, this is what you're going to have to do.
It's a really unfortunate hand that Russia has. And so this is why I see the ploy with Taiwan. Not to take a pivot, but I see why the U.S. is pushing so hard on building up a relationship with Taiwan, because it forces China back to the table. Like, all right, bitch, we see y'all over there fucking with Russia, but still remember.
But you see, when Nancy left when she started leaving her old ass out of there, they start firing them.
No, she did. Nancy wasn't gonna stay too long. I was so interested in that, like, they chose Nancy out of everyone. But I said because Nancy makes the loudest noise, Nancy will probably bring the biggest attention. You know what I mean?
But I didn't agree with that either. That's where I was like, what are you doing? You're the 3rd person in charge of the United States. You got one old one that's forgetting himself every day.
And getting COVID every day. He literally is negative and then positive. Wait, he needs to sit still. No one needs to be around.
He's shaking people's hand that he already shook. He don't know what day is today, tomorrow.
Oh my God! Don't get me started on.
I just
gonna look like.
I just pray for old Joe and just know that he should not run for 2024, which is why Barack Obama himself has not endorsed him for 2024. He just said he's not going to say anything, which is his nice way of saying, Joe, thank you for putting a patch on the bleeding.
Right.
Don't run again.
Please. We got it. Great. But nah, he is weak as hell. Like, oh my God.
He's not going to make it. I mean, no, and I'm not saying that he's going to necessarily die, but as far as he's not.
Yeah. Sorry, you tried it. He tried it though. He tried it. So this is gonna be interesting to watch this whole Russia Brittany Griner situation play out. I feel like we're gonna be in for it's gonna be in for a little long.
She's gonna be in there for a while before.
Yeah. So moving to this next topic. So this city in Alabama has disbanded their entire police department after a cop allegedly sends a racist text message. So this shit is so interesting because the police officer got caught sending a message to another officer, and the message said, "What do you call a pregnant slave?" So the other officer responded, "What do you mean? What do you call them?" The officer then responds, "BOGO, buy one and get one free." And so the mayor of the city council passed a resolution with the intent to pass an ordinance to disband the police department, and it passed. And so far they've removed the names of the city of Vincent, their police department, and so the Shelby County Sheriff Office is going to take over handling all law enforcement emergency calls for the service. Now, mind you, this small city only had about 4 officers in total. So all 4 white officers are gone from this largely diverse community because they don't want that racial tone to be permitted in that community. And so now the other sheriffs take over. So then I had to go to the website to see, are they black? Are they white? And what do you think the sheriff office looks like? Because my thing is like, you're just kicking the bucket, honey.
Yeah, that's it. Because I'm sure they're probably
white.
I'm sure they're probably white. But the reason why that they were,
no, I agree with you. I'm like, no, they were absolutely
okay. Because I was about to say that would be a surprise to me.
Yeah.
But the reason why that they were all dismissed is because that was a group text message. That's what they're not saying.
So like they're complicit.
It was a group text message. That's why the sheriff, the assistant, down the line, all 4 of these motherfuckers got the boot.
What a fucking joke.
Yeah, but I mean, this happens. It's the culture of, and this is why when I have these debates with people talking about some defund the police, we're not talking about get rid of all police and we're just gonna police ourselves. It's like, no, but there is a level of corruption that you have to agree, of bigotry, whatever else in the policing system that needs to be gone. Like that's not, you cannot have something like that. They don't talk about themselves. Even in the worst of the worst, I have a cousin who is a police officer in Long Island. He already knows. He's told me plenty of times they do not police themselves, which means they don't go into their neighborhoods that are, like the trailer home parks and stuff like that, because they don't like to see themselves look like that. They don't do that. They'd rather come in our communities and police us.
I agree,
because it gives them that sense of authority.
But I absolutely agree with you. But I feel like there's a level of, okay, so we kicked the can, we got this next sheriff office, and so what are we going to do to make sure that they're not the same? Like, it's easy to remove. I always feel like it's easy to remove folks,
but then what are we doing?
Come back to the table and figure out what do we fucking do? How do we make it better? Then that goes back to me saying, like, disbanding police departments. I'm not for defunding police departments. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. I'm not. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. But what I am for is having these fucking, like, Minneapolis Police Department had a whole investigation launched on the department to declare them, define in a fucking report that they're racist with all examples. I love that shit. I love departments to be put on blast, and that's why I feel like the department.
Okay, but then what does that do with putting them on blast if they still continue?
Because like the stuff you just said in those text messages that we don't see, it uncovers that on a larger scale. Like, we see it in, like, that ain't my community, so I'm not affected by that.
Right.
But if I get that kind of report and information from in my community on that kind of scale, I think it does something. I think it speaks to people who are activists in their communities. Like, yo, this shit is permissible. And look in this report, this nigga's right down the street from you.
Yeah. But what if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't move? I guess my point is, what if even you knowing that it doesn't move that officer out of your community?
But see, like how this woman had the city council disband, her knowing what that text message was caused her to cause some action. I think taking that on a larger scale across the country, it causes some level of action. Like, people are going to call. They're gonna write. People are gonna do that. Whether it does something, I think these little things, it creates a little spark of change.
Yeah, no, and I agree with the little spark of change. I do agree with that, but I think the reason why they're done, especially in small places like this, because they don't want the Al Sharptons and they don't want y'all coming down there, flying down there to march down there and tear up the town. So they'll quickly do what needs to be done so you guys will come. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And then,
once the fanfare lays, and everybody's kind of relaxed and we forgot about it and we walk away from it, then, they slide them back on up in there. So that's why I don't really.
Problem. That's why this shit don't be moving me. I'm like, okay, you got rid of them. I always be looking for. So
right.
What are we? So another story where I'll be interested to see what they do. You're gonna move it over to the sheriff department, but that'll be interesting to see. All right. So last two stories. Okay. So this one story, Nykayla Strawder. I talked about it a little bit on Monday, but this is where the young girl was sitting on her porch, literally, and the 9-year-old came down the street with a gun and ended up shooting the 15-year-old girl on the porch. And the mother was like, she was so terrified of come outside to see that it was her daughter. Now, what I've just learned was that the 9-year-old had got into a situation with the 15-year-old's brother a couple of weeks before. And it just so happened that his auntie or some woman gave him a gun and he walked down the street and he shot onto the porch, dropped the gun and ran. And the mother was like,
I read something different. I read that the gun does belong to a family member, but they didn't say who the family member was. The person is a security guard.
It's a woman. Yeah.
They didn't say. It's a security guard. And so the family, of course, wants, if they can't file charges against the 9-year-old, they want the person who has the gun to be held responsible, which normally that happens. So I don't understand what is taking that so long, because usually in other cases where there is a minor of a certain age that cannot be charged, the person, whoever is the owner of
the gun owner,
then does get charged with some charges regarding.
She's gonna find a defense attorney to say that she did not give that child that gun.
I don't think she. Well, I mean, I would like to think that he or she did not give that child that gun. That child found that gun or knew where that gun was placed and got it himself. Because the story was initially that they were playing a game with the gun, and then
him and the auntie, him and the auntie.
No, him and the 15-year-old.
No.
Right. But then that's what they're saying. The family is saying, no, there was no game being played, that he went there to ask for the younger brother, and she told her brother, no, you're not going outside, because the family member who was inside the house at the time heard the going back and forth with the brother and the sister, said, no, you're not going out there. I'm going out there. So she went out, and he must have taken her Gatorade or something. And then when she turned around and asked for her Gatorade back is when he shot her. It's how the story goes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's definitely intentional. That was definitely him. If that's the case, he's definitely intentional. It's definitely it wasn't like it was a drive-by or like he just came to the porch and did it. And they say he dropped the gun and ran.
Right.
I'm sitting here thinking, like, what does that take away from the fact that you did it? You still have fingerprints. Like you did, that does nothing, but it lets you know the mind of a 9-year-old.
It's
the his hand.
Unfortunately, it's the culture, and it's the lack of that there are consequences to the things that you do to people. Like it's not just fun and games. It's not something like a video game where you do this and you think, oh, there's nothing gonna happen. Oh, this is real life.
Complete consequences.
Yeah, this is real life. So definitely prayers go out to the family. Nobody should have to bury their 15-year-old daughter for some senseless act. But
and I think the family should be held accountable. I would hold everybody in that family fucking accountable. And if she could pull a civil case against them, I think she should. Absolutely. That mother.
I think that's what it's going to be. I'm not sure. I mean, they should try file charges or be able to file charges against the gun owner. But I think what they're probably going to push for is definitely civil charges against the family, which of course should be done without question.
Yeah, and the reason the police are stressing that this is accidental is because witnesses claim that he was playing with a loaded handgun and dropped the gun after it fired. And they're trying to say that it's intentional. It had nothing to do with their daughter. And so, the parents said 3 weeks ago, the 9-year-old got into an altercation with their son on a basketball court. They said the boy had been hit with a basketball and later made threats. The 9-year-old later made threats. Under Maryland law, he can't be charged.
Right.
Police said the gun is registered to his armed security guard, a female relative of the boy. The victim's parents wonder how the child got access to the weapon. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? The mayor
wasn't in a lockbox as it should be, and I'm sure he's always known or watched where it's been put.
Yeah, no, I agree. The mayor, Brandon Scott, I don't really care too much for him, but he said it's very simple.
They're trying to hang that man so bad. I feel bad. I really do.
I'll be having high standards for people, I guess.
I do. I have high standards for him too, but I do also know on the other side of that, there's a lot of opposition to make sure you fail.
Listen, I agree with you. I agree with you. But after having 2, 3, 4 black mayors, I'm like, okay, what's all this corruption shit? And everyone gets caught on corruption. You expect the next one to learn from the mistakes of the prior. And don't get caught up in that shit.
Yeah.
And so I would hope he doesn't get caught up in corruption. That's not even my problem with him. It's not even corruption.
Yeah.
My whole problem is I know that he's a little bit inexperienced in this political field, and I get that. But as he should surround himself with a lot more experienced people to do the work, because he gives a lot of immature they're not even strategies, responses to crises. They just be like, are you really gonna do that? So that's just my only holdup with him. It's just like, it's not, I hope he doesn't do anything corrupt. It's just that I feel like it'd be so premature, his response is, his response to this whole situation was, it's very simple. If you are a guardian and don't secure a weapon, a young person has it and someone is killed, there has to be accountability for you because you cannot be that reckless.
Right.
And so they're doing an investigation, a coordinated neighborhood stabilization response in this area for over the next 45 days. It will remain open, and they're looking into possible charges against the gun owner. I'll stay tuned. It's so sad that the parents feel like they can't get any justice for this child. They were all women. That's what surprised me.
Yeah.
All right, and so this last story is about this mother. Oh my God, baby, this story right here is just, I had to save it for last. So Florida parents killed son. Okay. Did you get a chance to read this one? Florida parents allegedly beat child to death after he drank toilet water. Now, mind you, the mother and father have been together for about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And they live in a motel room.
Right.
They had just moved into a motel room with 6 kids.
Yes.
And so he apparently had been off his schizophrenic medicine and had become aggressive with the kids even more and disciplining them over the last couple of weeks. Sign number 1. That was my first sign. I'm in a relationship with you.
Already known this though, but this is what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? You a schizophrenic. The first time you off your pills, bitch, kids or not, that's a problem. Because I'm thinking about me. So that when I heard that, I said he's not only fucking them kids up, he fucking you up too.
Right.
Not to be.
Right.
And so that was the first sign. So he's, going hard on the kids. So then we moved to this incident where the child apparently, now this is what was explained to the police. The child apparently was found in the bathroom with his head in the toilet because he had got in trouble. He was drinking toilet bowl water. And so the mother had spanked him, and then that wasn't enough. The father had threw blows on him, and he died from that.
Well, at first they tried to say that he drowned.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to get to so you see him that he drank toilet bowl water. So he's sitting there placed in the toilet. So that they arrive on scene. they're saying the as they were dispatched of accidental drowning on July 4th. They're saying that the child's head was in the toilet like they were drinking water. So they tried to make it look like he was drinking water out the toilet bowl, and then he accidentally drowned.
Right.
Why the fuck is your child drinking toilet bowl water in the first place?
Because you don't have regular water.
Is he really drinking water? Did you really, or y'all were just trying to drown him in the first fucking place? Like I all thought to me had me thinking that they drowned him in the toilet bowl like this.
No,
whose kid is drinking out the fucking toilet?
I think initially there was no water and the child was thirsty, so he just initially thought there's water in the toilet. He can't reach the sink, so there's water in the toilet. And
I can't fathom that. That is crazy.
Right. We cannot fathom that. I can't, but I can see a child being of that height, can't reach the sink, thirsty because he probably hasn't had any water or anything to drink, let alone eat in God knows how many days. And the moment he does that, he goes off, and so she don't get beat. She goes off.
See, that's what got me. That's why I couldn't believe that was plausible, because to me, that's not a trigger. That's not, given what I just felt like him even drinking water out of a toilet bowl is not a strong enough trigger for this kind of. So in my mind, I just felt like he just snapped. You know what I mean? She snapped, he snapped. She said she physically harmed him, then he physically harmed him. He had lacerations and shit on his face and wounds on his eyes and shit. That to me is not okay. So let me ask you this: do you think the other kids were drinking out the toilet bowl?
Probably. I mean,
they just didn't want to snap on the other kids. They just wanted to snap on him.
They probably didn't. Whatever they were doing, they weren't even focused on that. I think as children do, children copy behavior. So as he's seen his other siblings do it, he went and did it. But he was the last one that they saw doing it. So it was like, and then he started, and then I don't see it. I don't see him just being the only one drinking the toilet water. No, I think they was all because nobody had.
Them niggas could have went to the sink. I mean,
they could have, and they probably did go to the sink, and I'm sure they did. But as far as he can't reach the sink, so where was he going?
That's a lot. So then we get this child, right? So then upon arrival of the deputies, they find him cradling his unresponsive son and the boy who had brain damage, swollen eyes, a bloody mouth, fresh cuts, and facial bruising. He was rushed to the hospital and placed on life support, but later succumbed to his injuries. They quickly determined the child hadn't died from drowning, of fucking course.
Right.
That had nothing to do with why he wasn't breathing. The reason he was breathing is because his parents got very angry that he was drinking out of the toilet and started to beat him. First, the mother beat him. Then the father started repeatedly punching this little boy with closed fists. He punched him multiple times in the head and the stomach area. This was a 6-year-old child. Other hotel residents said they heard a large thud, and they believed that was the sound of the child falling, coming from the couple's roughly 15 minutes prior to deputies descending on the property. They found blood spatter all in the hotel room. And so initially they denied abusing their 6 children and told investigators the 6-year-old had sustained his facial injuries during a fight with his siblings. And so, of course, they're trying to cover it up. However, afterwards, she divulged to detectives that he was, off his meds in the recent weeks and had become increasingly aggressive. And so she said she found her son on the day of his death with his head in the toilet bowl, as if he was drinking the toilet water. Okay, that's how she found her son. That's why I said, okay, he drowned him. I mean, he was fucking with him, but as you were all saying, he was drinking water. Police say the Florida mother told them she later heard Rose shouting at her son, which was followed by 3 claps. Allegedly said then she exited the restroom to find her son on the floor by Rose, who picked the child up off the floor and ran a shower for the boy. Second later, he yelled for her to call 911. So the other kids said that they saw their parents beating the 6-year-old with closed fists in the head, as his head was in the toilet. Exactly what I thought. They're saying maybe he was thirsty. He went to the toilet. He was trying to survive. Mama caught him, and the poor guy paid the price. So the kids have been taken in by Child Protective Services. They've been slapped with aggravated manslaughter of a child charge and 6 additional child abuse charges. So fucking sad to your own kids. I mean, this is shit she's got to live with for the rest of her life. Him and her.
Hopefully it's not that long once they get in there. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely not. Do you think that the kids, placing them in Child Protective Services or with other family members, what would have been best? Maybe other family members didn't want them, but do you think it would have been better for them to be with other family members or Child Protective Services?
I mean that would, not knowing the rest of the family situation, I don't know, but I mean something should have been done. Again, this is when people are in their system and Child Protective Services are not doing their daily checks as they should be doing to see the state of the children, because this could have been avoided. And I get it.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Absolutely.
We're in a pandemic, and maybe backlogged, but this type of thing happens when the children are not checked up on, because obviously if the children were checked up on, you would have seen that the other children were probably being just as abused, or even that the girlfriend was being abused, and that something needs to happen before this escalates to this point.
That's they were saying that all the kids displayed signs of abuse when they was talking to the children, which is extremely hard and extremely sad to even believe that you beat your kids to the point where they have that kind of emotional trauma. It's been a long time since I've seen or been around kids that have displayed signs of that. So I can only imagine, but this is sad. This was a sad one for me, just to even imagine a 6-year-old looking at his mom or dad hit on them like that, beat them like that. Like I couldn't
be protecting them, and
you're my only protector. You're what I look up to. Oh, I'm hungry when I need you, and this is how you do me. Maybe this was the one thing that needed to happen to get them fucking kids up out of there. And there's many of stories like this across the world that kids are suffering every fucking day. Unfortunately, it should never have to get to this point, but we're here.
You're absolutely right.
So, rest in peace to this young baby. May God protect your soul. And to these parents, I hope y'all firing squad, like y'all need to go immediately. Ain't no fucking poison pill on y'all. Y'all like that's some foul ass shit. And the siblings have to live with this trauma. Knowing that we saw them beating him. Like, wow. So that is all I have for today, sir. Oh my God, 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'll be going. I'll be going. But thank you for still staying. And I appreciate you in the dialogue. I love the fact that it's not all agreeing. We got this, I enjoyed that. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Cool. No problem. Thank you for having me. Thank you, everybody in the chat. It was a pleasure.
Do you work tomorrow?
I do work tomorw, but I'm off.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm about to try to make myself go to sleep.
Yeah. I will be going to sleep, right?
I got to work too. So thank you, sir. It's been a pleasure, and I'm sure we'll do this again.
Yeah. And I appreciate you just, on your own GP, like I told you before. Just
you know how it goes. Yeah. Thank you.
Everybody be blessed.
All right. Thank you. Talk to you later. All right, news crew. Oh my God, 2 hours and 31 minutes. Thank you all for staying with me. We still got 13 people with us. Thank you all. Shout out to you all. Make sure y'all hit the replay gang. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Just to go over what we cover. We definitely talk about the Black Business Month. Go support Greenwood Bank. Also go support CapWay, woman-owned business. We also covered the Kansas City pastor and his wife, that whole crazy mess. We talked about the Jeffrey Pub and how that may have been intentional. And they did find and locate the vehicle. We talked about the Spirit Airlines employee who was suspended. We talked about Adrienne Bailon and her baby, and her announcing the birth of her baby through their surrogate. We talked about Mariah Carey and her trying to own Queen of Christmas, the crazy as hell. We talked about this now TikTok sensation, Dana Chanel, who's branding herself as being, I guess, a motivator to women. We also talked about the Minneapolis layoff of teachers, white teachers first, and we sort of have a different opinion on this, but I think we both are saying the same thing, that whatever needs to happen needs to affect the kids in the most positive way. We talked about the Mississippi trooper who used extremely excessive force, and we covered Ahmaud Arbery, and we talked about these two and how they don't really have an attorney to represent them right now, given the evidence now that's stacked against them. We talked about Brittany Griner and their possible swap Russia is making on them. They want somebody from Germany, and the United States doesn't have jurisdiction to go over to Germany. That's a whole nother situation. We talked about Alabama City disbanding police because of a racist slur. We talked about Nykayla Strawder, the 15-year-old girl who was shot outside on her porch, and they're saying it was intentional and not accidental, but given that this was a 9-year-old child, unfortunately they can't bring charges against them here in the state of Maryland. And then we talked about the Florida parents who killed their child, beat their child to death after he drank toilet water. So unfortunate. Thank you all for joining me. Hit the like button. Until next time, you all, deuces. I know it was a long one, but deuces. Thank you for holding it down. Thank you, Nate. Thank you. Shout out to Miss Toby. Thank you all. Thank you. All right, you all. And until next time, deuces.